much needs to be said when a rivalry of this magnitude renews. The two programs have produced numerous Division I football players. They have resumes that include conference championships and state championships, but tonight it's all about bragging rights. We welcome you to Toyota's Friday Night Rivals. It's the big one in Central Ohio. It's Pickerington Central and Pickerington North. So glad to have you with us here this evening. I've got Hall of Fame Ohio State running back Jeff Logan with me, along with Kellyanne Stitz. This rivalry has produced so many great moments, Jeff. We're looking forward to this one tonight.
No doubt about it, Marty. This might be the best game in all of Central Ohio for the entire season. This is fertile breeding ground out here for Division I football players and championships. So get ready. We should have a good one.
Pickerington Central comes into this game with a mark of 2-0, and they beat a couple of pretty good football teams to get here at 2-0 in Gahanna Lincoln and Huber Heights Wayne. Jeff Lamonaco's team is unbeaten. The big reason, the play of senior quarterback, 3-year starter Rocco Williams.
Yeah, no doubt about it. We've seen this kid grow up at that quarterback position. Rocco throws it from the left side. He's a good slinger. This is a kid that threw for 337 and 3 touchdowns in the first game of the season. That was a program record. He is really, really good.
How about the openers that head coach Nate Hillerich and his Pickerington North Panthers have played? They only went up to St. Ed. Then they followed that up with a trip to St. Ignatius. So the Panther faithful are happy to see their team back home tonight, and they're very happy to see standout linebacker Dante Curtis.
Yeah, Dante Curtis is the strength and the heart of this program on defense, much like you saw Ohio State against Texas a week ago with great defense. That's where Pickerington North hangs their hat. They believe they can go out there and really get after things on the defensive side.
This is one of Central Ohio's and maybe the most intense rivalry in high school football. It writes another chapter tonight. It's Pickerington Central. It's Pickerington North. Kickoff is coming up next on Toyota's Friday Night Rivals, presented by D.R. Horton. Pickerington Central comes in undefeated at 2-0, while Pickerington North enters this evening's matchup at 1-1. Tonight's coin toss is sponsored by Hilliard Lawn and Garden. The coin toss in tonight's game, as these two district rivals get together, their annual meeting, the opening toss won by Pickerington North, and the Panthers will defer to the second half, so Nate Hilliard will put his stout defense on the field first. Let's go down and say hello to the third member of our broadcast crew this evening. Here is Kellyanne Stitz.
Hey, Marty, this is a game that both teams and the community look forward to every year. General admission tickets sold out in 10 minutes today. 4,000 tickets were sold for this game tonight. Pickerington North student section is doing a blackout. Central student section is doing a whiteout, each to support their team. It should be a good game and a good environment here tonight, Marty.
Well, good environment, I think, is an understatement. It always is when these two teams get together, Kellyanne. Thank you very much. And that's one of the things that makes this game so special, Jeff.
Well, no doubt about it. And I'm thrilled each year when we look at the schedule to be able to get this game, and the fact that these two make sure that they play one another on an annual basis. Just a brief observation from the sidelines before the game. Two very different styles warming up. I'm not judging one versus the other, but Pickerington Tigers, very casual in their warm-ups out there. Somewhat disorganized, but casual in their approach. On the other side, Pickerington North, almost militaristic in terms of the way that they prepared for this game.
We are moments away from getting started. Brandon Fowler approaches the kick and gets the football away, and returning it for Pickerington Central and finding some running room, getting bumped off balance to the far side is Jordan Sanders trying to turn the edge across the 25. And is knocked down shy of the 30, and the Pickerington Central offense will come onto the field for the first time tonight. Jeff talked about Rocco Williams in the open, the 6'2", 205-pound senior. 6 interceptions this season, hasn't tossed, or 6 touchdown passes rather, and has not tossed an interception this season. I probably just put the big announcer jinx on him right there, making great decisions with the football.
Well, he really is, and the fact that he's got 80% completion in those first 2 games against 2 really good opponents, Gahanna and Dayton Wayne.
And that's the other thing. When you look at what these two teams have done in their first 2 games, I mean, they played some pretty high-caliber people.
No question.
First play from scrimmage, Central with the football. They have it at their own 27-yard line. North has won the last 3 times they have got together. They played twice last year, including a playoff game. Williams will go back to throw and has a receiver wide open at the 45-yard line and busting into North territory and on the go across the 35 to the 30. And a big play right out of the chute as they find the tight end open across the flat. Nick Bosquet, and a big gain and a first down for Pickerington Central.
Boy, great play action back there by Rocco Williams. Watch the fake here to Edmund McAllister, the running back who picked up the blitzer, and he's got a wide open, just suckered the cornerback in on the play action fake, and recovering on the play to make it touchdown saving tackle there for Pickerington North.
Number 1 receiver on the team, Bosquet, the tight end. That went for 46 and a first down. They go quickly into North territory. The ball's at the 27-yard line. Williams will hand off inside, and the first carry of the night goes to the junior tailback, Jordan Sanders. They will see a lot of backs come in and carry the football. That's kind of been a Pickerington Central tradition that's carried over from the days of Jay Sherritt. We'll see different guys early on and often carry the football for this Central offense. Here's their starting lineup. We just saw the big pass play to the tight end. That offensive line is getting better and better each week. Jeff LaMonaco has 2 returning starters up there, the center Nathan Groves and the right tackle Colin Batchelor. But even though they are seniors, it is still an inexperienced line rather at the other 3 spots. Williams to throw, the pass is tipped and almost intercepted. On the far side, he was trying to get the ball to the receiver who was coming back towards the line of scrimmage that time. He was trying to get the ball into the hands of Cameron Green. The pass was tipped away. The Pickerington North defense, and they are loaded with Division I caliber people across that first 11 on the field. Malachi Irvin, Elijah Smith-Durham are what Nate Hillerich calls game wreckers at those defensive end spots. They are a good pair. Ryan Miller, one of the defensive backs, a guy to keep an eye on in this one tonight too. After the incompletion, it's quickly 3rd down and 8 for Central. We are almost a minute and a half into this one here tonight. And there is whistles coming in. We're going to have a procedure call against the offense.
And one of the things that Coach LaMonaca had talked about.
Dead ball. False start. Offense. Number 13. 5-yard penalty. 3rd down.
And, Jeff, that penalty flag brought to you, that look at the flag brought to you by the United States Army.
Yeah, this is the mental mistakes are one of the things that has driven Jeff LaMonaco crazy for the first couple of weeks in the season. Brings up a 3rd and 15.
Ball moved back to the 31 of Pickerington North. Williams with a clean pocket and overthrows the intended receiver to the far side of the field. He had a receiver open over there as he tried to loft that one into the area of Rafans Tankiak, and the pass falls incomplete, and that will bring up now a 4th down. Sorry, that was Tyler Hardwick who was in at that receiver spot for Pickerington Central. So the incompletion brings up 4th down, and we'll see what the play selection here of Jeff Lamonaco is, and they'll run the field goal unit on the field.
We've got a 48-yard field goal.
Mason Perano, 2 for 2 on field goal attempts this year.
Yep, wind at his back, so getting a little bit of help on this kick.
Near side hash, this will be, as Jeff mentioned, a 48-yarder. It angles, and it just goes wide left. So the North defense holds on the initial possession of the game, and they'll get the football with good field position here after the missed field goal.
Boy, what a big play to start this drive. It's pretty amazing that they were able to get that kind of play action. You can see here a little bit out of the reach of the kicker, just a little short and a little left. And Pickerington North will take over on downs, basically, on the missed extra point. And they will get an opportunity, and we've talked a lot about the starting quarterback for Pickerington Central. But Marty Bannister, the Pickerington North Panthers, have a pretty good one in Jared Mock.
6'3", 205-pound senior, 2-year starter for Nate Hillerich's team. So far this season has thrown for 235 yards. But the area where Nate Hillerich is so happy with this young man, Jeff, is his leadership and his decision-making.
He's originally a transfer from Reynoldsburg, but as you mentioned, this is a second-year starter for him here for the Pickerington North Panthers.
We'll see if the North offense can get something going on the ground. First play from scrimmage is a handoff to the near side, and Andrew Thomas with the carry. Thomas, 5'11", 190-pound junior. For a team that has produced some of the great running backs that North has done over the last few years, you think of Sam Williams-Dixon, who's now at Ohio State. You think of Michael Taylor, who's now down at Athens. Their longest gain on the ground this year is just 8 yards. That offensive line is a good group up front. They have some good size up there, but young. Chalmo and Price are sophomores. Javion Massey, a good one at that right tackle spot. And the transfer Marquise Ray at the slot position tonight. 2nd down and 5. Blitz is on. It's picked up. Mock will throw and has a receiver. That's Grant Williams with the catch and turns upfield and has a Pickerington North 1st down.
Boy, what a great job picking up the blitz in there by the backfield. Good read by the quarterback as you look at the starting lineup on the defensive side for the Pickerington Central Tigers.
And that's a good group over there as well, too. Chris Smith at that outside linebacker spot, one of the captains, has 8 tackles this season. 1 for a loss. Drew Halfley, Mason Johnson, and Nigel Nelms at that free safety spot. He's one that Jeff Lamonaco was very, very high on. And of course, Jeff Lamonaco spent most of his coaching career as the defensive coordinator of these Central Tigers before taking over for Jay Sherritt.
Little motion at the left guard position. You mentioned some of the youth up there. That's Gabriel Shalmo, 6'1", 245-pound sophomore.
False start. Offense, number 77. 5-yard penalty. 1st down.
I hate to do that when you talk about offensive linemen only when they make a mistake, unfortunately. But we do try and give them credit when they have great blocks up there as well.
Here's a look at the...
There you see the motion.
Yeah, the motion on the line of scrimmage. The referee is Chris Baker in tonight's game. He's got a good crew with him tonight. These officials for this matchup between Pickerington Central and Pickerington North. Here's Thomas again, working to the middle of the field. Line of scrimmage was the 27, and Thomas gets maybe a yard. But we talked about that, how this North offense, their longest gain on the ground has been just 8 yards this season. I think a lot of it has to go back, Jeff, to the teams that they have played right out of the chute. I mean, not many people gain yardage against Lakewood St. Edward. St. Ignatius may not be what they've been in the past, but that's still a high-caliber football program.
Yeah, Nate Hillerich takes his team on the road for both of those games to St. Ed's and St. Ignatius. St. Ed's wins 24-0 against Nate Hillerich's football team. That's just maybe more of an example of how strong St. Ed's is.
2nd down and 14. Mock out of the empty backfield will roll to throw. The right-hander delivers, and the pass is caught. There's Grant Williams again, his favorite target. Entered the night with a half dozen catches, now has 8 after the earlier reception, and it is close to another North 1st down. The ball moves out to the 40. They pick up 12.
You talk about the inability of them to be able to run the football this year without any much success, but the throwing the football with their play action has been very good. Grant Williams coming into the game averaging 25.3 per reception, as you see, over 150 yards with the 1 touchdown.
Mock to throw and has a receiver. That's Brent Parsons, the tight end. And middle of the field, it is good enough for another 1st down as the ball is moved out across the 45 to the 47, a pickup of 7. By the way, Grant Williams with those 8 catches after the earlier 2 receptions. That matches his total of 2024, so he's become a prime target for Jaron Mock this year. They've had some pretty good receivers. They had Preston Bowman last year, who was a go-to target for Jaron Mock. Game a little over 3 minutes old. The matchup between Pickerington Central and Pickerington North. Great to have you with us here on Toyota's Friday Night Rivals, presented by D.R. Horton. We love being out here to see these teams play. This is one of the best rivalries. Here's Mock kind of sidearm slinging the ball to the near side, and the pass is intercepted. It's taken away, going down and catching it on the run over there for Pickerington Central. That was
Jalen Kincannon.
Was that Kincannon?
Yeah,
came away with it. Also over there was Nasangala.
Looked like Kincannon, number 6.
Yeah, it was Kincannon, absolutely.
What a terrific job of keeping himself between the quarterback and the running and the wide receiver. A little bit of contact down there, but Marty, that was as good as you can play that cornerback position, and a big interception for Jalen Kincannon, a returning starter from last year and just a junior football player. The future is bright here for the Tigers.
And the first interception of Jaron Mock through a couple of games. So Central gets the football first down and 10 at their own 25. And they'll hand it off inside, and negotiating his way for a few yards was Jordan Sanders. That's a Buckeye State Bank first down after the interception for the Pickerington Central offense. Good look at Sanders right there, 5'8", 160-pound junior. Had 84 yards last week in the victory over a good Huber Heights Wayne team.
Good push by that offensive line that time, creating an opportunity. You get 4 or 5 yards on first down. You got to really like that, because that opens the playbook up here for 2nd and 5.
Central through 2 games, 440 yards there per game average, 193 on the ground, 251 through the air. Rocco Williams, 3-year starter.
Changing the play at the line of scrimmage.
He was 2nd team All-State in Division I last year. Will hand off and trying to bounce to the outside is the freshman Edmund McAllister. And he gets into North territory, escapes 1 tackle across the midfield stripe, and is knocked down, but it's a first down gain for the Central Tigers.
What the heck? A freshman running back busting that move. Edmund McAllister. This was the play action where they had the big throw, and this time the safety had to lay back a little bit to make sure that it was not going to be a ball that was a play action toss over his head. And the young freshman Edmund McAllister makes a big play.
McAllister had 109 yards last week against Wayne, ripped off 24 right there, and a first down. Kyseem Robinson's been dealing with a bruised hip and has seen action this year. He was the starter going into the season for Pickerington Central. They have a first down and 10, and they're just into North territory. There's a big pop level. There's Dante Curtis coming in to make his presence felt right away as he dropped the running back, trying to weave his way through the hole right there. And Dante Curtis would have none of that. Sanders dropped for a short game.
You know, Dante Curtis just looks different down there from a lot of other football players, and this is a perfect fundamental tackle. Really a good job by the outside of the middle linebacker, Dante Curtis.
2nd down and 9, the play gained a yard. Nate Hillard says that Dante Curtis has been the best player on the field in the first 2 games of the season. And again, that says a lot considering the type of teams they played in weeks 1 and week 2. 2nd down and 9. We near the halfway point of what is so far a scoreless first quarter. They'll go out of the shotgun formation, and now we're going to have flags come in.
Another flinch up front.
Red ball. False start. Offense. Number 59. 5-yard penalty. 2nd down.
And, Jeff, that's one of the things that Jeff Lamonaco talked about coming into the game. We have to eliminate the mental mistakes. We've been very good at that in the first 2 games of the season. Ball moved back to the midfield stripe. 3 wides to the top of your screen, and here's Williams with a clean pocket. Surveys, delivers far side, and that pass was almost intercepted in front of the Central bench across the way. Trying to come back for that ball was Arian Washington, a 6', 165-pound senior.
Marty, that was a problem in the routes that were being run by the receivers. Watch here, 2 receivers in the same area. That is not the way this play is designed to be done. Somebody didn't read the defensive coverage correctly, and he ended up throwing into a mess.
3rd down now for Central, 3rd and 14, again at the midfield stripe. Rocco Williams, 15 of 19 against Gahanna, 13 of 16 last week. Flushed out of the pocket with the football. We'll try to get rid of it, then it's hit in the backfield and will go down. Racing in was Masad Sidhu, the defensive back, a 5'9", 170-pound junior, just shot through the gaps and got to the Central quarterback and dropped him for a loss.
Looked to me like they wanted to run the draw play here, and they just missed the exchange with the running back, and maybe RPO by the quarterback, and Rocco Williams keeps the ball in a mess of Panthers all over him, and will bring up a punt formation right to the 45-yard line.
Rocco Williams also does the punting for Pickerington Central, averages 34 yards a kick. Back deep stands Grant Williams. Chest high on the snap, and a good clean snap, and a very high kick that Williams will signal for a fair catch. And that's where North will have the football when we come back. Scoreless, Pickerington Central, Pickerington North. This is Toyota Friday Night Rivals, presented by D.R. Horton.
We asked a lot of people why they love their Toyota Corollas, and we got a lot of answers.
I love the interior on my Corolla Cross.
I love the wireless CarPlay in it.
I really love the mirror sensors that tell you there's a car next to you.
But what really makes Corolla so popular is they love how much car they get for their money.
I got everything I wanted on it for a lot less than I thought.
Get 4.75 APR financing on a new 25 Corolla, or lease one for $199 a month. Toyota, let's go places.
Jeff LaMonaco in his third year as the head coach at Pickerington Central. 17-7, his one lost record, and of course for a long time the defensive coordinator. Here's Mock to throw, dumps it over the middle. Marquise Ray with the catch, and Ray trying to work out of a couple of tackle attempts and is knocked down shy of the 30-yard line. Let's check tonight's keys to the game, and they are brought to you by Toyota as Central and North get together here this evening. For North, we talked about those mental mistakes, Jeff, and I love Jeff LaMonaco's comment, hey, we need to be ready to rock and roll tonight. And that's just right up your alley, a little rock and roll right
exactly.
there. And for Pickerington North, they have to establish the run game. Nate Hillerich says we have yet to pop one. They haven't so far in this game, and he likes the term chopping wood with the type of teams they're playing right now. Just keep going to work every day. Second down and 4. Last play gained 6 out to the 27-yard line. Full speed Ray in motion. They'll hand it off inside. And hard-fought running out across the 30-yard line, close to the first down marker, and it may be good enough for the first down. Hendrick Thomas had to muscle his way out to that marker at the 33 and gets the first down, pickup of a half dozen. This is a hard-fought 6 yards right there.
That makes the longest run of the season so far. As we've talked about, they've been struggling rushing the football. I was a little bit critical of the fact that Ohio State's game against Texas a week ago, I thought the offensive line was doing a really good job of controlling the line of scrimmage for the first 4 or 5 yards. Ohio State has the same problem. 8 yards is the longest rush. Running backs have to make people miss. Woody used to tell us, BYOB. Be your own blocker.
Mock to throw. And has a receiver coming back and hauling that pass in was Ethan Zananeri, the senior wide receiver. And the catch carries the ball out across the 40 to the 42-yard line. It is shy of the first down. North 190 yards a game offense coming in, just 73 on the ground, 117 in the air per game. There you see Zananeri's resume, 5'11", 165-pound senior. They've had some very talented wideouts come through the hallways at Pickerington North. Handoff Thomas, and he has stood up around the line of scrimmage to the 38-yard line. There was a big-time congestion right in the middle of the field right there. Ramazani Nasungala was there for Pickerington Central, one of their captains. Entered the night with 13 tackles. Jeff LaMonaco says this young man is a stud that's playing under the radar right now.
Well, the other guy that's just clogging things up inside is that big defensive tackle, Cameron Miller Jr., number 79. He is 6'1", 315. That's the big boy right there. He just is a space eater, and that allows guys like Chris Smith at one defensive end position, number 7, and Ramasani over there at the other side, and Segula, number 8. Those defensive ends, they believe, are really the positive part of what this defensive football team is all about.
Third down and 5. The ball's at the 38 for Pickerington North. Thomas handoff. And again, just pushing the pile out across the 40, and looks like he got the first down. He did. He had to get to the 43-yard line, got across that to the 44, and a Pickerington North first down.
Very favorable spot there, but they'll take it. Look at the push by the offensive line here. Really a nice job, and the running back doing a good job of keeping those legs going and keeping himself going north and south. Again, to get to that next level, running back has to make some of those extra plays, and that's exactly what we're seeing tonight.
Good look at Thomas. Entered the night with 104 yards on the season. had 43 yards in the opener at St. Edward and then had 61 last week. Mock retrieves to throw. The pass caught by Williams in traffic, and there he goes into Central territory to the 45. It's another first down for Pickerington North. That ball came within a whisper of being picked off, and after that, Williams hung on to it and speeds into Central territory for a North first down.
Watch R.J. Holland come up from the cornerback spot. He is thinking he's going to take the ball right there, but a little late to the dance. What you've got to do is that corner come up and break down. You got to make sure you tackle that guy in space and don't allow him to go untouched for another first down.
11 yards on the pickup and a first down for North.
Good recognition by R.J. Holland, but again, you got to keep yourself under control out there, especially when you're out there on the island and the only guy that is responsible for that quick screen.
Mock will hand off. Here's Thomas out to the 40, and he breaks free. And here's the one they've been looking for. He pops it, and he's gone to the 10, to the 5. Touchdown, Pickerington North. 45 yards on the scoring scamper for Andrick Thomas. Their longest game prior had been 8 yards. Well, that's gone. 45 and the score.
They're just waiting for an opportunity to break free with that running game. I've talked about the extra effort, getting to the next level. The offensive line controlled the line of scrimmage, and you saw Andrick Thomas make somebody miss to be able to get to the second level. Watch again here. Good control. Watch this. Whoop! Gone. That is beautiful. That is the kind of play that we want to see. Andrick Thomas leaving laundry on the field, broken ankles all over the place.
Brandon Fowler on to try the extra point. It is up, and the extra point is good. And Pickerington North, with just under 2 minutes to go, quarter number one, strikes first on the scoring run by Thomas. 7-0 North on top of Central. Toyota Friday Night Rivals, presented by D.R. Horton. Seven 0 Pickerington North on top of Pickerington Central. Thanks to Kroger Great Lakes Distribution Center. Tonight's game is streaming live on the ABC6 YouTube channel, the ABC6 Facebook page, the ABC6 News app, and on the CWColumbus.com. We have friends and viewers in California watching our games tonight. And we have folks all over checking out great high school football here on this Friday night. Two of Central Ohio's best, Pickerington North and Pickerington Central.
Does Mount Sterling count as a long way away?
Well, of course it does.
Okay, I just wanted to check. One of my former teammates, David Adkins, watching us from Mount Sterling.
Sanders breaks free on the return out across the 35-yard line, and a great return by Jordan Sanders. Each of these programs have athletes, and Sanders right there with a good return and sets up Pickerington Central with good field position as they'll send their offense back onto the field here in this first quarter, down by the score of 7-0. It is week 2 of the college football season for the Buckeyes. They play host to the Grambling State Tigers, and the Football Fever on ABC6 is the perfect place to get you ready for the game. Watch the Football Fever tomorrow morning at 11, and it's only on ABC6. Ball's at the 36 after the good return by Sanders. Senior quarterback Rocco Williams headed to play at Middle Tennessee State. He'll be a Blue Raider next year. And in trouble this year right now, and he goes down in the backfield for a loss.
Boy, just nobody to throw the ball to, and probably thinking over it again, should have unloaded that ball out of bounds and come back for 2nd and 10. But really not much of an opportunity. You saw the pressure coming from his blind side. That was Josh Lindsay, the senior left tackle over there, number 52. Big kid at 6'5", 290 pounds, but unable to deal with the speed of the defensive end.
That play loses 9, back to the 27. Jeff LaMonaco felt that offensive line was getting better with each and every snap, but I think that was more of a coverage tackle for a loss than anything else, Jeff. Williams again will look to throw, will dump to the near side. This is Sanders trying to find some running room and gets a couple of yards to the 29. Jordan Sanders, 5'8", 160-pound junior. I was mentioning earlier when Jay Sherritt was the head coach at Pickerington Central, in games in the first possession on offense, they would usually run 3 different running backs in. One would carry, one would carry, one would carry, and that was something that Jeff LaMonaco kept going at Pickerington Central. We've already seen Sanders, we've seen McAllister, haven't seen Kyseem Robinson yet, but they do have some talent in that running back room at Pickerington Central. 3rd and 17 right now. They'll put R.J. Parker in motion and toss to the freshman McAllister. Had a big run a little earlier. He's trying to find the edge, far side, and finds nothing but guys wearing black and purple. And he has run out of bounds at the 30-yard line, a gain of just 1. He was trying to get north and south, but ended up going east and west, and North said, nope, that's where you're going out of bounds, far side.
Great observation, Marty, and that's a freshman mistake right there, and that's what the coaches are talking about on that pitch sweep there. If you start stretching it sideline to sideline, that speed's going to catch up with you, even if it doesn't look good. Eventually, you got to put your foot in the ground and get yourself going north and south.
On to kick the football away, Rocco Williams. And Grant Williams stands back at the 38, his own 38. Another very high kick from Williams. And the other Williams will backpedal. Ooh, a little hazardous there for a moment, but is able to hang on to it and go down. Down the fair catch. And that's where North will have the football when they put their offense back on the field. Don't forget, after the game tonight, the best place to be for the latest in high school football is FNR Scores. It's on Fox 28 right after the game tonight, sponsored by D.R. Horton. D.R. Horton is, of course, America's builder, and that's, again, right after the game tonight. So here comes the North offense. 11 seconds left in the first quarter. They lead 7-0. They have won the last 3 games in this series. The 2 teams played twice last year, once in the regular season and then saw each other again in the playoffs. North won the regular season matchup 38-27. And then in the postseason, 135-14. Here's another handoff. And Thomas finding some running room tonight. And gets out across the 30 after that 45-yard touchdown run a short time ago. In fact, they put another running back in that time at that running back spot, as using some of the depth they have back there. That was Tyese Warren with the catch, and that will be the last play of quarter number 1. A long touchdown run by Andrick Thomas. It is 7-0. Pickerington North on top of Pickerington Central. This is Toyota Friday Night Rivals, presented by D.R. Horton. 7-0 Pickerington North leads Pickerington Central, along with Ohio State Hall of Fame running back Jeff Logan. Kellyanne Stitz is on the sidelines. I'm Marty Bannister. Jason Van Hoos handling the numbers for us tonight. 7-0 is the big number right now in favor of Pickerington North on a long touchdown run by Andrick Thomas, a 45-yard touchdown gallop with 1:59 to go in quarter number 1. Quarter number 2 about to get underway. North with the football. Jaron Mock, Bowling Green commit. Flag comes in prior to the ball being snapped. Initially, he had verbal to Wisconsin.
Dead ball. Encroachment. Defense, number 49. 5-yard penalty. First down.
And then after, well, the way things go these days and commitments and moving around, decided that Bowling Green was a much better place. Of course, he'll go to Bowling Green and play for a guy you know pretty well, Eddie George.
Yeah, Eddie George, the new head football coach up there. You know, Marty, you've mentioned a game that you had Ohio University at Rutgers, and you had guys that had played at, 5 different schools on the Rutgers?
On the Rutgers team, right.
Holy cow. There are no rules out there in the wild, wild west.
Ball moved up to the 38-yard line on the penalty. In movement is Marquise Ray. And a handoff fake. This is Mock, the quarterback, turning the edge into Central territory across the 45, and he is knocked down inside the 40. That's one of the things that Nate Hillerich talked about. Jaron Mock is doing so much more this year, using his feet, making great decisions, and one right there, Jeff.
That's such great recognition by the senior quarterback. That play was to go to the right, and the quarterback was going to keep it, but he bailed out, came back around, and found all kinds of running room. Again, having a guy that has started for you like he has for 2 years, that's the recognition you can't coach. I mean, that's athleticism out there. That's a really good job. 1st and 10 at the 37-yard line.
27 yards on the run by Mock. And ball to the Central 37-yard line. Just underway, quarter number 2. And off inside, and the running back is grabbed right away. Tice Warren, listed as a wide receiver on the North roster.
He's slow getting up, too.
5'6", 145-pounder. And a lot of white shirts were there to greet him as he started into the hole that time. Drew Halfley, one of the returning starters on that defense, a 6', 210-pound senior, was there to wrap him up and drop him.
Mason Johnson, also linebacker number 11 in there to make the play. And take a look at him over there on the sidelines. At least his wheel came off. He's going to have to put that shoe back on and see what Jaron Mock has got up his sleeve. 2nd and 11.
Play lost a yard. So much goes on during the week of this rivalry. The student section had a game on Wednesday. There were over 1,000 people at that game.
Who won?
Well, that I don't know.
Oh, come on now.
That I don't know. Well, everybody won.
What was the line?
What was the line? Here's Mock to throw. Far side. Has a receiver. Can he catch up to it? No, the pass falls incomplete. Was trying to get the football down that far side sideline into the hands of Caleb Stanley, a 5'11", 160-pound junior.
Really good throw by Jaron Mock. He put this up where only his guy could get it, and that's a catch that he would like to try again. Pretty good defense. Over on the side, Larry Rowe, who plays that strong safety position, returning starter, has 1 interception already this season. 3rd and 11.
10:15 to go here in this second quarter. Central and North. Good look at Jeff LaMonaco there. I asked him earlier in the week, is there any more pressure on him having lost 3 in a row to North? I'll tell you more about it after this 3rd down play. 3 wides are on the field, 2 to the bottom of your screen. They'll hand off. Thomas is back into the game and gets across the 35-yard line to the 34. And he said, really, the pressure is I put pressure on myself, which I think is a good way of kind of talking around. Come on, there's pressure.
It's a rivalry game.
Right.
Are you kidding me? There's another rivalry game that goes on in this area that we won't necessarily get into the specifics about. But is it important? You're damn right it's important. And there is a lot of pressure.
Jeff all fired up here in quarter number 2.
Well, I don't like losing to that team up north. Oh,
movement across the front. And again, as Jeff LaMonaco had talked about during the week, we cannot have mental mistakes, and there was a big one right there.
Dead ball. Encroachment. Defense, number 22. 5-yard penalty. Still 4th down.
So that changes the complexion of this from 4th and 7 to 4th and 2.
They were lined up to go for it. There was no question that they were in 4-down territory. Clock will start, and That's just going to improve the situation. You can see the safety came up there. Cornerback R.J. Holland broke the plane. And that gives Jaron Mock a fresh start here. And only need to pick up 3. They're trying with another hard count.
Ball moved to the 29-yard line. 4th down and 2.
Plenty of time on the play clock. They'll get the change from the line of scrimmage, or from the sidelines.
Thomas, the running back, off to the quarterback's left. Everyone turning and looking at a new play being signaled in.
They're not interested in playing when they're called timeout here.
Timeout, Pickerington North. That is their first timeout of the half.
Timeout brought to you by the Ohio State Highway Patrol. It's never too late to transform your talents into a career with the Ohio State Highway Patrol. Well, of course, a lot of Ohio State interest in this game down to the sidelines, and we have more with Kellyanne Stitz.
You guys, you'd mentioned the current Buckeyes possibly watching this game. Well, I caught up with a former Buckeye who is here at the game, Pat Alfline, who's a Pickerington North alum, the former offensive lineman, and he said just how much this game means to the community. He said you play against the kids you grew up with in front of the entire community. This is one that everybody gets behind. It's the purest form of football on high school football Friday nights. He's enjoying his time back here, and he said that he's enjoyed everyone playing hard in this game and the passion from the fans. So warm welcome back to Pat Alfline on the sidelines.
Kellyanne, thank you very much. Coming up at halftime, they are back. Yes, it's your favorite furry mascot friends. They compete in the one and only Mascot Challenge. It is sponsored by Safelite Auto Glass. We look forward to that each and every week at the intermission. So a 4th down and 2 call coming up after the timeout for Pickerington North. Brandon Fowler, Nate Hillers really likes that young man, the place kicker, but on a 4th and 2, they put the offense back onto the field. Try to pick up the first down. Mock will roll to throw, just lobs the ball ahead and overthrows the receiver who was running an outright. Brent Parsons, the tight end, in front of the central bench. And
Jaron will want that one over again. He had an opportunity to hit his tight end. Watch him rolling to his right here. Again, lefty quarterback, tougher throw. Righty quarterback here. Tough throw there, but he's got to be able to connect with that tight end. Looks like he had enough separation to get it to him.
So on down, Central gets the football back. See if Jeff LaMonica's team can put a drive together here at the 9:01 mark of quarter number 2, down 7-0. Williams will hand off, and this is Sanders spinning out across the 30, out to the 32-yard line, picks up 3 on the carry. Pickerington Central last year went 9-3. They won the Buckeye division of the OCC. They have won their last 32 Ohio Capital Conference division games. The OCC seems to realign about every 9 minutes, so they've bounced around divisions. But they have won 32 straight division games, 6 straight division titles have the Central Tigers. 2nd down and 7. Williams will hand off. This is the freshman McAllister getting bumped right around the line of scrimmage, but managing to fall ahead for a couple of yards out to the 34.
Now, Marty, you mentioned that Buckeye division of the OCC that the Tigers are a part of. You look at their schedule. I mean, Gahanna, Wayne, and Pick North, the first 3 weeks, you can't have it much tougher than that. And then after that, I got to be honest with you, I don't see a possible L anywhere on their schedule. Logan, Canal Winchester, Lancaster, Newark, Groveport, Tays Valley, Reynoldsburg. I think they win this game here. They run the table.
I would keep an eye on that Canal Winchester team. They picked up a big win over Hilliard Davidson earlier this year. Keep an eye on that squad. Here's a pass to the near side, caught by the running back Sanders. Tries to turn upfield.
That's going to get a flag.
And here comes the flag as he is thrown out of bounds into the north bench.
Bad mistake over there.
For North, Jay Smith.
And the first hit out of bounds took him out of bounds. There's no question about it. And here's going to be the call, late hit.
Personal foul. Defense. 15-yard penalty. First down.
Again, good job of getting the ball out, get upfield. Contact here, out of bounds, and the continuation there. Dante Curtis, just a little bit too much of an aggressive play.
Good sportsmanship by North's Jay Smith of helping him back up on the sideline after Curtis had run him down. So 1st and 10, the ball moved into North territory at the 47-yard line. Hand off inside, and again, not much running room at all. There was the first touch of the night for Kysim Robinson, the 5'10", 170-pound senior who has been battling a bruised hip through the early part of the season and has slowed him somewhat. He had 9 carries last week for 32 yards in the game against Wayne. He'll stay in, well, he was going to stay in the game, but will give way to Jordan Sanders right now. Second down and 11 coming up.
Demetrius Curtis, number 4 on the tackle, playing that linebacker spot. 5'10", 170-pound sophomore. Bright future for that young man. Got to the hole quick and made that tackle with bad intentions.
Team's leading tackler on the year coming in. They put a slot to the far side of the line of scrimmage. Sanders hit in the backfield and knocked down. Oh, my goodness. There was a big-time collision right as almost he took the handoff and tried to start into the hole and gets knocked backwards. Dante Curtis was there in a big-time hurry for Pickerington North.
That's the only way you make up for the mistake that you made that drew the penalty over there on the sideline, is to go out there and make a play, a negative play like that for your defensive football team. Terrific job by Dante Curtis. That's how you pay back the team.
Ball back to the 46, 3rd and 17 upcoming after the loss. They put 3 wides on the field, 2 to the top of your screen, 1 to the bottom, and the handoff goes inside, and not much running room at all there. Malachi Irvin was there to greet the ball carrier, who was brought down shy of the midfield stripe as Kysim Robinson got the carry, so Central will have to once again punt the football away.
They just can't get any rhythm going, Marty,
No,
in their offensive football team. They've had some good plays. They've had some opportunities, but a couple mistakes here and there, but they just can't get able to get any kind of rhythm on the offensive side, and you've got to give Pickerington North some credit. They have made some plays defensively.
4th and 14, Williams on for his 3rd punt of the half. Been getting a lot of height on these kicks. Grant Williams stands back at his 12. And again, another high end-over-end kick that will take a bounce, check up at the 20, and wobble to a halt inside the 20, and North will put its offense back onto the field. 5:29 to go, quarter number 2. Still 7-0. North leads Central on Toyota's Friday Night Rivals.
We have driven a lot of Toyotas over the years. For quality, dependability, and value, you can't beat them.
Like this Camry, the newest version of America's best-selling car.
Now it's 100% hybrid with more standard power, better handling, and available all-wheel drive.
This Camry XSE gets 47 mpg, and it comes with a 12.3-inch touchscreen and Toyota Safety Sense 3.0.
Get 4.75 APR financing on a new 25 Camry or lease a Camry for $279 a month.
Toyota, let's go places.
18-yard line is where North scrimmages. Out of the shotgun formation. Hand off inside, and again, not much running room. Both teams, save for the long run on the score by Thomas, have really had a tough time generating anything on the ground, Jeff.
Yeah, the offensive line's doing a pretty decent job of controlling things, but again, Marty, you mentioned the one big run is the difference in this game. Like the effort, though, by the running backs for the Pickerington North Panthers.
Chris Smith, Drew Halfley, among the Central defenders who were there, seniors. Among the captains on Chris Lamonaco's team, Chris Smith. Coach Lamonaco saying that's a young man, he's really liked his development this year at that linebacker spot. Mock will roll to throw, will deliver near side. We may have a penalty flag here. Yeah, here it comes flying in. Pass interference here coming up.
Jordan Sanders, the strong safety over there, just too aggressive closing on the play.
Pass interference. Defense, number 24. 15-yard penalty, first down.
Caleb Stanley was the intended receiver, and the pass interference call will move the football out across the 30 to the 34-yard line, 15 yards.
These are the kind of mental mistakes that Coach Lamonaco was talking about. Again, you can look at that as a physical play, but no, that's mental. You got to make sure that you do not take that interference on that play. Brings up a first down, gets them out of a hole.
4:44 to go in this second quarter. Still a 7-0 lead for the Panthers of North. Thomas next to the senior quarterback Mock in the backfield. He'll take the handoff and maybe to the 35. He had to hustle to get there and fight hard to get to the 35. He did manage to get just a yard on that carry.
Watch how quickly number 8, Ramasan Ensagula, gets there from that closing position. If you're that left tackle, you got to chip that defensive end. Marty. You can't just allow him just the green light to be able to run down the line, and he was able to run down the running back.
Well, one of the things that Jeff LaMonaco said, Jeff, about his defensive front, a lot of athletes up there. He likes those guys and their ability to kind of control the line of scrimmage. And I think despite that play right there, they did a good job up front. I think what we're seeing right now is both these lines are kind of controlling the line of scrimmage in this game.
No question, but a good job by the defensive end.
On 2nd and 9, Mock running, hit, dropped in the backfield for a loss. Big time play there. The ball pops loose afterwards. And Jordan Sanders comes out of the pack with the football for Central. It is a fumble, and it is Central football.
Yeah, they threw the beanbag down there. It was not a flag as the ball came loose. We'll get a great look at this from our end zone camera.
Mock running and goes down as he was hit, being chased and brought down. Larry Rowe grabbed him from behind and dropped him. Was his knee on the turf before the ball came out?
That's the question. Let's see if that ball is loose. Yeah,
that's
good
loose.
call by the officials.
Yep,
that
absolutely.
ball did come loose, and great heads-up play by the Pickerington Tigers. That is the best offensive field position by far that the Tigers have had in this game.
So a major opportunity for Central now with 3:53 to go here in the half, down 7-0. They start with this possession. And Rocco Williams trying to run out of trouble in the backfield will look, deliver towards the end zone. There's a penalty flag down, and the pass is knocked down in the end zone. This could be a holding call around where Rocco Williams was trying to shake free. For the moment, Central has entered the Valley Ford of Columbus red zone. Valley Ford of Columbus, where great deals mean even greater service, courtesy of the fumble recovery. But that could all change here pending the penalty flag.
Yeah, it could be a couple calls down there. They looked like they had maybe ineligible downfield as well. How do you, as an offensive lineman, how do you make that decision whether or not your quarterback's going to tuck and run or keep it alive? Let's see what the call is.
Chris Baker will tell us after conferring with his running mates. Let's look at the penalty, sponsored by the United States Army. Still some discussion going on right now. Nate Hillerich, I think, telling the officials where he wants things set with the football.
Offense, number 57. 10-yard penalty, first down.
So that's the penalty, the holding call. Football back to the 30, 10-yard walk-off here.
57's the left guard. Watching the left side of your screen, you can see a lot of jersey right there, and that's what created the penalty. And a very dangerous pass thrown again by Rocco Williams into the end zone. Just when you thought they had things going their way with terrific field position inside the red zone, now you got yourself 1st and 20.
3 wides, far side, handoff to Sanders, tries to go for the edge, eludes one tackler, now accelerates back upfield, or downfield rather, across the 25-yard line, gets inside the 25 to about the 22. He picked up 8 yards on that carry. Sanders doing a nice job of evading an oncoming defender and then moving ahead for a positive gain.
Yeah, good job. Watch him put his foot in the ground here. You got to get yourself upfield. You cannot continue to stretch that thing left to right.
2nd down at 12. We roll towards the 3-minute mark. Only score in the game, a 45-yard Andrick Thomas touchdown run for Pickerington North. But Central, after the fumble recovery, has the ball in North territory. Williams with the play fake, spins the throw now, still with the football, will just fire ahead, and the pass is incomplete. Now penalty flag comes in.
They're going to get another interference call.
2 flags come in.
Another late one down there. Rocco Williams just getting rid of the football under immense pressure from Pickerington North. Flags all over the field.
There are 3 on the field right now, 1 in the middle of the field at about the 21, and then far side where the pair of flags are on the turf at the 17-yard line.
I was just about to say, Marty, how nice it is to have one of these games where we don't have flags flying all over the place. And then
we have 2 flags on the penalty, 1 by each team. We have an ineligible man downfield, offense. We have pass interference, defense. Those penalties offset. 2nd down.
During the 4th quarter of tonight's game, we will be highlighting the school bus stop of the game. The law in every state requires drivers to always stop for a school bus when the stop arm is out and the red lights are flashing. So helped out by the fumble recovery and The offsetting calls, the ball's still at the 22-yard line, 2nd down and 12. Again for Central. Williams to throw and has a receiver. And getting inside the 15 towards the 10 and being dropped is Cameron Green. Made a nice catch and then split through defenders. A little extra effort right there. Got him inside the 10 to the 9. Will now be a 1st and goal for Pickerington Central.
Yeah, Cameron Green only 2 receptions coming into tonight's ball game, but he had a long of 51 earlier this season. Does a good job of making people miss at the line of scrimmage, and just like that, they've got themselves a 1st down inside the 10-yard line, 1st and goal.
Back inside the red zone, the Valley Ford of Columbus red zone. Valley Ford of Columbus, where great deals mean even greater service. 1st and goal, the ball at the 9 for Central, trying to tie the game. Rocco Williams over center will call a timeout.
But both quarterbacks using a hard count up there at the line of scrimmage and getting the defense to jump.
There wasn't a timeout, there was a flag thrown.
Yeah, they're going to wonder if there was movement on the offensive line that drew the protection of the defense. Let's see what it is.
Dead ball, encroachment, defense, half the distance to the goal, still 1st down.
I've never seen an offensive lineman not think it's against the other side.
That was Colin Batchelor, who was very aggressively signaling. The penalty was against the defense.
Let's see if there's any motion. A little bit of a flinch, actually, by Colin Batchelor.
Elijah Smith Durham was the North player called for the penalty. Here's the handoff now to Sanders, trying to find his way towards the end zone. And again, yards on the ground, very hard to come by. And Sanders able to wiggle his way through that small gap and get to the 2-yard line. So a 2nd and goal now with the ball at the 2.
But they really don't have that big, powerful running back in there. A lot of the guys here got great quickness, got good speed, but this is where you really want somebody. You'd like to have about a 220 guy back there at your fullback position.
The freshman McAllister takes the direct snap, works to the left side, and does not get into the end zone. That play was well diagnosed. Demetrius Curtis shot through the gap. They snapped the ball directly to the freshman running back McAllister, and Demetrius Curtis was there in a hurry.
I'm going to give that to the defensive coordinator and the defensive staff of Pickerington North for keeping their kids aware of that kind of a play to come in there. Rocco Williams went up to the line of scrimmage and just kept walking down the line. He wasn't behind the center, and they had the direct snap.
The law firm of Curtis and Curtis there to make the stop. Dante and Demetrius. Again, the handoff goes this time. Sanders is dropped in the backfield, and there again is Demetrius Curtis. What a first half the sophomore linebacker is having. Another big play and a tackle for a loss, and that brings up a 4th and goal now for Pickerington Central.
Boy, what a breakdown in the offensive line to have a safety up there, or a linebacker up there, be able to make the play. Curtis is in the backfield like right now. No opportunity for a play.
Boy, Jeff, I tell you, each of those last 2 plays, I don't know that he was touched at the line of scrimmage.
It didn't look like it. They had themselves lined up in a gap, and whatever offensive lineman had the responsibility went the wrong way.
22-yard field goal. Mason Pirano to get Central on the board. The kick is up, and the kick is on its way, and the kick is good from 22 yards out with 32 seconds left in quarter number 2. North leads Central 7-3. This is Toyota Friday Night Rivals, presented by D.R. Horton. Fans, don't miss the Middlefield Bank play of the game in the 4th quarter of tonight's game. Middlefield Bank, your everything bank. 6 locations in Central Ohio. Right now, the big play of the game, the scoring run by Andrick Thomas of 45 yards, but there have been some big plays by this North defense, especially just a moment ago when Central had the ball 1st and goal. The sophomore linebacker Demetrius Curtis stepping up big for the Panthers.
Yeah, that doesn't happen many times when this Pickerington Central football team gets the ball first and goal inside the 10-yard line and not able to get the ball in the end zone, be efficient in the red zone, and come away with a score. Give a lot of credit to the defensive football team for the Panthers.
Here's the kick to the near side, fielded by North, and out across the 25 to the 30-yard line. Malachi Taylor on the return. Coming up in just a couple of moments, we'll go down to Kellyanne Stitz for the Music Go Round Coach's Corner. And we are 27 seconds away from likely hearing from Nate Hillerich of Pickerington North, his thoughts on half number 1 here in this rivalry matchup.
Curious to see the strategy here. They do get the ball to start the second half, Marty, so you could
take a shot.
You could be very conservative here and just assume we're going to do that, or maybe take some shots down the field.
Field position matter at all. You're at the 36, your own 36. Thomas with Mock in the backfield. No handoff. This is Thomas spinning out near the 40-yard line. So that looks to be the mindset. And upfield, we have a little pleasantries being exchanged between two players at about the 49-yard line, and penalty flags come flying in. Back upfield, Kaimani Johnson, a wide receiver, and a Pickerington Central defensive back, Isaac Dukes, were reminding each other they're in the same school district.
You want to measure the rivalry? Take their temperature down there right now?
We have 2 fouls on the play, both each team. Personal foul, Pickerington North. Personal foul, Pickerington Central. Those penalties offset.
Each of those players are responsible for a personal foul there, Marty, so that's their warning. Another one on either one of the two of them would eject them from the game.
Fans, we invite you to stick around at the half for the Bath Fitter halftime show. You will be introduced to 2 of Central Ohio's finest scholar athletes from Pickerington Central and Pickerington North high schools, plus scores from around Central Ohio. It's week 3, believe it or not, of the high school football season. It's all coming up in the Bath Fitter halftime show. Clock rolling with 8 seconds left in the half. End of the half formation out of Pickerington North. Mock will hand off inside. Thomas just dives across the 40, and that will do it for half number 1. Pickerington North at the break has a 7-3 lead over their district rivals from Pickerington Central in this annual get-together.
First half.
North has won the last 3 times the teams have played. Central won 12 of the first 13 get-togethers in this heated rivalry. And at the intermission of this matchup, it is 7-3 in favor of Pickerington North. A long scoring run by Hendrick Taylor is the only touchdown of the game. And Mason Pirano's 22-yard field goal, the only points to this juncture for the Tigers of Pickerington Central. 7-3 again is our score here at the half. Teams making their way towards the locker rooms. Kellyanne Stitz is with Nate Hillerich.
Coach, a big touchdown run in the first half and a big defensive stop there at the end to hold Central to that field goal. What did you like about your team in this first half?
I thought we played well overall. We had a couple penalties where we lost our emotion, a late hit. Just got to take care of the football. We got 2 more quarters. Take care of the football. We had 2 turnovers. Can't have that.
It's getting a little chippy out there. What do you say to kind of settle them down a little bit?
I think just play between the whistle. You know, that's all you got to do. Play between the whistle, and the whistle blows, stop.
Thank you so much for your time, and good luck in the second half.
Thanks.
Guys.
All right, Kellyanne, thank you very much. Bands making their way onto the field. We have a lot coming up for you at the intermission. Pickerington North 7, Pickerington Central 3. This is Toyota Friday Night Rivals. It's presented by D.R. Horton, America's Builder.
Welcome into the Baffetter Halftime Show. I'm Kelly Anstitz. Right now, Pickerington North leads Pickerington Central 7-3. Every week, the CW Columbus is proud to recognize the Donatos Scholar Athlete of the Week. Tonight, we introduce you to two players who are currently battling it out in tonight's rivalry game. Pickerington North's Brandon Fowler and Cameron Green from Pickerington Central.
Donatos proudly recognizes Central Ohio's Scholar Athletes of the Week. Pickerington North kicker Brandon Fowler works hard in and out of the classroom. He's a member of the National Honor Society and a research intern at the Ohio State Medical Center, all while earning second-team All-OCC. Cameron Green is a 3-year varsity football player and also plays baseball for Pickerington Central High School. When he's not on the field, he's mentoring young students and taking multiple AP and CC Plus courses. Congratulations to these outstanding Donatos Scholar Athletes.
Congratulations to both of those guys, this week's Donatos Scholar Athlete. And these students are eligible to enter the Scholar Athlete of the Year contest with the CW Columbus and could win $5,000 towards a college scholarship. Now that's winning both on and off of the field. But right now it's time for the highly anticipated halftime competition. Without further delay, let's get ready for the Safe Flight Mascot Challenge.
Welcome, everyone, to the Safe Flight Mascot Challenge, right here on the CW Columbus. All right, then, let's meet the contestants. Jaguar, Bear, Cardinal, Dog, and Good Day Columbus's own Muggsy. This week's challenge, the pass. First up, Jaguar. And down goes Jaguar. Took the snap right off his head. Jaguar getting a second chance and, wow, nice toss. Cardinal's turn. As always, he's chirping. And what a throw! All the way into the end zone. Bear is up next. Bear is certainly down for a win, but not quite far enough. Dog, directing traffic. Ooh, Dog is ballin', but that won't get it done. Last up, Muggsy. Oh, he slings it down the field. It's got a chance. But wait a second. Oh, Cardinal intercepts Muggsy. What a turn of events, folks, as the crowd goes wild. That means this week's big winner is Cardinal. Congratulations, Cardinal. Tune in next week for another exciting Safe Flight Mascot Challenge on the CW Columbus. No mascots were harmed in the making of this video.
It just gets better every single week. Well, the Baffetter Halftime Show will continue after this break. Again, Pickerington North leads their rival Pickerington Central 7-3 at halftime. We'll be right back.
Welcome back to Pickerington North. We are at the half. North leads Pickerington Central by the score of 7-3, along with Ohio State Hall of Fame running back Jeff Logan. You've heard from Kellyanne Stitz. I'm Marty Bannister. Let's check scores from around the area. And as we look at week number 3, a little bit of a surprise right now. Groveport-Madison leading that very good Big Walnut team at the intermission by the score of 10-7. Big Walnut, one of the best running backs in the state, and Nate Burley. Canal Winchester, a team that has gotten off to a 2-0 start, leads Worthington-Kilbourne. We'll see the Wolves in a couple of weeks on Friday Night Rivals in that annual hard road rivalry game with their friends from Dublin, Scioto. Also around the area tonight as we check halftime scores, Kaufman and Jerome, the Mark Crabtree Bowl tonight up at Jerome. The former Kaufman coach now at Jerome, and Jerome has a 7-0 lead. Hilliard-Bradley, we'll see the Bradley Jaguars a little bit later this season. They have a 16-7 lead over a pretty good Grove City team, which won a wild one last week against Westland. Olentangy Berlin on top of New Albany, 7-0. That game is in quarter number 2 in a non-league OCC match. Defending state champion Olentangy Liberty level with Gahanna, 7-7 as they play in quarter number 1. Upper Arlington, we saw the Golden Bears last week, and they have opened up a can on Reynoldsburg, 36-0. That game in the second half. Dublin, Scioto, Thomas Worthington, a couple of nearby rivals, scoreless in quarter number 1 of that game. Watterson and Westerville North, the defending state champion Watterson team, rolling right now 28-0. Westerville South, a 7-0 lead, and a non-league matchup with Columbus St. Charles. That game in quarter number 2. And our score again here is 7-3, Pickerington North. We are halfway through week 3 of Friday Night Rivals here on the CW Columbus. Let's take a look back at the best week 2 highlights from around the country.
The best Thursday night lights and Friday Night Rivals highlights from across the country.
And here comes Khalil Taylor. Welcome to the Rams, Mr. Khalil. He can fly. There goes Khalil Taylor without his team. Here goes Khalil. Across midfield. The kicker to beat. Khalil Taylor. Welcome to Park Richland, young man. Anything you can do, I can do better. DZ.
Trying to find somebody. Good coverage there. Here comes Agent Zero with a big hit. Wow. Justin Hartley came in and laid down the leather old school style.
Facing some pressure. Lawrence with the catch and the moves. Gets past midfield and more. Another move. 40, 30, 20, 10. Touchdown, Yellow Jackets.
Starting the fourth quarter. Bradley going long. Trying for a home run hit. And as he makes the catch. Yes, he does. Great catch by Keto Rango into the red zone, and that's how you ignite a crowd to start the fourth quarter.
From 59 yards, hold is good, kicks on the way, and he drilled it with room to spare. Tommy Baccaro extends the perimeter.
No better place to be for high school football than Toyota Friday Night Rivals. 7-3 North leads Central, presented by D.R. Horton. 7-3 our score here at the intermission. We welcome you back to Pickerington North in this Battle of Pickerington. North leading Central tonight here at the intermission. Usually, as we welcome you back, he's Jeff, I'm Marty. There's always a lot of halftime highlights to roll out from a scoring standpoint. Defense has ruled the first half of this game.
It really has. And, this is reminiscent of the Ohio State-Texas game where you really have two great defenses out there getting after one another and two quarterbacks that are performing at a fairly high level. And I think, with the 45-yard run taken away, the statistics are almost identical. Here's the first play of the game, basically, a play-action pass to Bosquell, and looked like we were off to the races.
And after that, though, the defense has started to settle down. Jaron Mock picked off for the first time this season. Good coverage by the Pickerington Central defensive backs. Rocco Williams, he's been having to be on the move most of the night, Jeff.
Yeah, and look at the defensive pressure, just one after another. And this is the 45-yard touchdown run by Andre Thomas, just going to the house. And those are the kind of plays. Coming into tonight's game, you had mentioned only 8 yards was their longest run from scrimmage.
And here comes Jaron Mock running right at you and brought down. He's been doing a lot of that with the run game this season, but the North defense has stepped up numerous times today.
Yeah, and look again, Pickerington doing the same thing. Central coming after North. That was the fumble. They got it in prime position, but again, a great defensive stop by the Panthers. Right there, again, by the linebackers just getting into the backfield. It's a mess.
And again, we on those two plays, I don't know that Demetrius Curtis was touched on those two plays.
It didn't look like it.
There's the first half math in this game right now. And again, North with a rather substantial lead in total yards in this game, but the turnovers playing a big part of this.
No doubt about it. You take away the 45-yard long run from that 99, and all of a sudden those are identical stats pretty much. But as Coach Hilleridge said on the walk-off with Kellyanne Stitz, we can't turn the ball over like we did. Without those two turnovers, this game might be much different.
Do you get the feel the first half was one of those where the two teams are just kind of looking at one another and we might see something different in the second half?
I think the offenses are going to be challenged a little bit to stretch the field. Let's see what happens.
7-3 our score here at the break. North leads Central. Second half coming up in the Battle of Pickerington on Toyota Friday Night Rivals, presented by D.R. Horton.
As far as I could get. Switch.
Thank you. Are you guys ready? Oh.
Good.
Are we good? Okay. Coach Lamonaco, a defensive battle in the first half. What will it take to break through North's defense?
I tell you, they're tough. I mean, they're tough. We're going to have to get the ball out quick. Stay on our blocks a little bit longer. Just try to get a little sliver instead of a seam, maybe just a little sliver and get our backs going a little bit.
Some penalties a little chippy out there. What was your message to the team to kind of settle them down at halftime?
Well, I mean, that's this game. I mean, I don't think it's that big of a deal. I mean, but we told them you can't respond and you can't just try not to react. I mean, it's both sides. They're calling it good. I think they're calling it great. So they did this kind of offsetting and stuff like that. So that's fine.
What was your message to the team at half?
Let's finish it. I mean, we got to finish it. We got to tweak a couple things on defense, and then offense is try to get a sliver.
Thank you so much, Coach Lamonaco, and good luck in the second half. Guys.
We heard from Pickerington North coach Nate Hillerich going off the field. Let's hear from Pickerington Central head coach Jeff LaMonaco coming back onto the field with Kellyanne Stitz.
Coach LaMonaco, a defensive battle in the first half. What will it take to break through North's defense?
I tell you, they're tough. I mean, they're tough. We're going to have to get the ball out quick. You know, stay on our blocks a little bit longer. Just try to get a little sliver instead of a seam, maybe just a little sliver and get our backs going a little bit.
Some penalties a little chippy out there. What was your message to the team to kind of settle them down at halftime?
I mean, you know, that's this game. I mean, I don't think it's that big of a deal. I mean, but we told them you can't respond and you can't just try not to react. I mean, it's both sides. They're calling it good. You know, I think they're calling it great. So it's kind of offsetting and stuff like that, so that's fine.
What was your message to the team at half?
Let's finish it. You know, I mean, we got to finish it. We got to tweak a couple things on defense, and then offense is try to get a sliver.
Thank you so much, Coach LaMonaco, and good luck in the second half. Guys.
Kellyanne, thank you very much. The Pickerington Central High School Marching Band put on quite a show earlier tonight. This look at their performance is sponsored by our friends at Music Go Round. Check out their locations at 2630 Bethel Road and inside the Stone Ridge Plaza in Gahanna. Here's the Pickerington Central High School Marching Band. (7-3) again the score. Pickerington North on top as we get ready to start half number 2 of this annual get-together between Central and North. We mentioned Central has had the upper hand in this rivalry in the early parts of the rivalry. They won 12 of the first 13 games, and those games were all close, 8 times by 10 points or fewer. They played each other twice in the season, Jeff, 7 times, including last season, which adds an entirely different dimension to this rivalry, doesn't it?
Boy, it really does. And if you wanted to go to the playoffs, if you wanted to get to the championship game, somehow, some way it came through Pickerington. I mean, that's just the way that it's been. And last year, Olentangy kind of got in the way, Liberty got in the way of Pickerington guys owning those championship runs.
Isaiah Cash to kick to start the second half. And North with the football, trying to find some running room through a gap 30, cutting back to the 35-yard line, and finally being thrown down shy of the 40 was Malachi Taylor, doing a good job on returns tonight for the Pickerington North Panthers, and they will have the football to start the second half. The other interesting thing about this series, and with the way that North has won the last 3 games, in all 3 meetings, North has scored more than 30 points in each of those games. And so far, though, in this game, defenses have ruled. There you see Jaron Mock's first half resume, 6 of 9, 49 yards, and that 1 interception. And North will start the second half with the football, Jeff.
Yeah, his numbers haven't been great here in the first 2 weeks, but I think it has a lot to do with who they played in St. Ed's and St. Ignatius, only completing 45% of his passes.
Thomas takes the handoff to start half number 2, line of scrimmage the 38. When Nate Hillerich, when we talked during the week, the North head coach, I asked him about scheduling those games, and it was the standard coach's line when you play that kind of schedule. If you want to be the best, you have to beat the best. But he was worried about the game last week from an emotional standpoint with St. Ignatius. Not so much from obviously wanted to win the game,
sure,
but knowing that Central lied ahead after having lost to St. Edward, how they would play last week against St. Ignatius.
Yeah, they came out and really played solid. St. Ignatius maybe not as competitive as they have been in the past years, but still a solid football program.
Line of scrimmage, the 38. They'll put Thomas in motion, and Mock with white shirts in front of him. They set up the middle screen, and it's good for a big gain out to the midfield stripe. The tight end, Brent Parsons, with another catch. Gets out to the midfield stripe, a gain of 12. That was a well-designed play by the North offense.
Well, what great timing if you're the offensive coordinator calling a screen when they're going to bring the house. And if you're the defensive coordinator, you're going, oh, no, don't do it. Screen pass right into the blitz. That's what you're looking for. They got the ball right at the 50-yard line. They are on a roll.
6 foot, 205-pound senior Brent Parsons. There was a good block, great camera shot in that replay a moment ago. Brady Boss, the right guard, 5'10", 257-pound senior, taking charge of that offensive line down front. The block that helps bring Parsons for the 12-yard gain. Ball at the midfield stripe. Mock will throw, and far side, and going low to make the catch on a low throw over that far side of the field. That was Grant Williams with the catch.
That's a designed comeback route. That ball is well thrown before the cut is actually completed. That is repetition after repetition in practice between quarterback Jaron Mock and wide receiver Grant Williams. That ball was perfectly thrown. No way to defense that. Again, that ball was off and moving well before the receiver had actually turned to look for the ball.
Gain of 9. They were a yard shy of the first down. North last year 11-3. They finished in second place in the OCC Ohio, losing that final game of the season on Championship Friday in Week 10 to Gahanna, which won the Ohio division. North eliminated in the playoffs by eventual state champion Liberty. Here's Thomas again on the carry and has another first down as he gets inside the central 35-yard line to the 32, picks up 9 and another first down for the North offense. Offensive line starting to make some holes right now.
Marty, don't be surprised if we don't see on that comeback route that we saw a play ago, if we get back a pump and a go and try and take the top off the defense a little bit. You always have a play that sets up another play, and we'll see if they come back with something that is kind of an up and out.
That first down sponsored by Buckeye State Bank. So speed, Ray in motion. And the handoff again to Thomas, and he just plows ahead across the 30. And when you're an offensive coordinator, Jeff, and you know this so well, when you run the ball, that allows you to pass the ball with efficiency.
Absolutely. It gets those safeties to start sneaking up a little bit. It just gives you a better opportunity. They got to play honestly. The linebackers have to stay there. They can't make the drops that they want to make if you're running the ball effectively.
Thomas gains 4, second down and 6. These two schools meeting every year, as you see Thomas's numbers, 45 of that on that scoring run in the first half of this game. And that's I think the good thing about this rivalry, even though they're in different divisions, they still play one another every year. And here's another short carry as Drew Hafley comes in to bring down Thomas again. He gets to the 26-yard line. I mean, so often these days we see schools in the same districts that don't touch one another in athletic endeavors. These two schools, they stay with it and play each other. I think that's a good thing.
I love that they're doing that in Dublin. I think they're doing that in Olentangy. I think it's terrific.
They do it in Hilliard.
Yeah,
we're going to see Davidson and Darby next week.
Good example of their programs as well. Andrew Thomas, the running back there, that's just over 100 yards now. He came into this game averaging only 2.7 per carry. That has a lot to do, again, with the fact that they played two pretty tough opponents.
On the fake, Mock trying to get to the edge now, but he'll just angle out of bounds and just throw the ball ahead. Kind of a wise play right there. He just threw the ball out of bounds to take a incompletion instead of a loss down to the sidelines, and Kellyanne Stitz.
Guys, in this rivalry, similar to the Gold Pants tradition at Ohio State when the players earn a pair for beating the Wolverines, at Pickerington North, the players receive a silver football for their Letterman jackets when they beat Pickerington Central in the regular season. It's a point of pride for the Panthers, and the seniors on this team are hoping to add a third tonight.
They did call that a stepped out of bounds before he got rid of the football. So.
All right, so it ended up being a loss of 3. Well, still kind of a heady play by Mock.
No question.
Just stepping out of bounds.
Yeah, good thought there, but got the foot out of bounds first before the ball was considered a pass.
So it's 4th down and 7.
4 down territory.
They'll put 4 wides on the field, put a man in motion. Here's a look at the play a moment ago.
Yeah.
Mock back to throw now. He'll heave this one down the far side, and a leaping attempt, or the near side rather, leaping attempt at a grab down there, trying to go airborne and pull that one in. Thomas was down there in the area. Grant Williams was down there also. And the other receiver who was in the area was Kaimani Johnson, and the pass falls incomplete. This was thrown into traffic.
Give that Tiger defense some credit here, because that was a lot of yards, and they gave up no points here. And you can see that ball just barely thrown out of the reach of the receiver.
Kaimani Johnson tried to go airborne to haul that one in. So on down, Central gets the football back with 7:36 to go here in quarter number 3. Central football at their own 29-yard line. Williams zips it to a receiver, Jaden Nelson, who's unable to hang on to it. A crossing route at about the 35-yard line. Nelson's a 6'2", 190-pound senior, has offers from Kent State and Presbyterian, two of the more unique nicknames in college athletics. Kent State Golden Flashes, Jeff Presbyterian, they are the Blue Hose. You didn't know
what?
That? Blue Hose.
Can you spell that for me?
H-O-S-E.
Okay, just wanted to make sure.
Blue Hose. 2nd down and 10. Hand off to the freshman McAllister. Runs through one tackle attempt, accelerates up across the 30, and is knocked down shy of the 35-yard line at the 33.
That's one of the slivers that Coach Lamonaco was talking about with Kellyanne Stitz at halftime, just trying to get a little bit of an opportunity. And this time, Edmund McAllister is able to find one of those slivers up there and get the ball down to at least put him in position to be able to make a third down conversion. They need this badly.
Give him an extra yard, Jeff, out to the 34, so he'll pick up a 5, 3rd and 5. Trips to the near side on the offensive line of scrimmage. Here's Williams, steps up, delivers. The pass juggled and dropped. Arian Washington trying to haul that one in right about the 45-yard line.
Frustrating for that young man. That was a very catchable ball that Rocco Williams had some protection, got a little late pressure. But again, ball thrown a little bit behind the receiver. But if you're going to win rivalry games, those are the kind of catches that you want to try and make.
Jeff Lamonaco will put his punt team on the field.
A little bit of a personnel issue right now.
Rocco Williams will kick the football away. Grant Williams stands back at the 31-yard line. Williams had 4 kicks in the first half, all very high and had good distance on all of them. And again, very high, but not a lot of distance on this one. It will take a Pickerington North bounce, check up, make a left turn, go out of bounds at the 43, and that's where North will have the football when we come back. 6:41 to go, quarter number 3. 7-3 North over Central on Toyota Friday Night Rivals.
We asked a lot of people why they love their Toyota Corollas, and we got a lot of answers.
I love the interior on my Corolla Cross.
I love the wireless CarPlay in it.
I really love the mirror sensors that tell you there's a car next to you.
But what really makes Corolla so popular is they love how much car they get for their money.
I got everything I wanted on it for a lot less than I thought.
Get 4.75 APR financing on a new 25 Corolla or lease one for $199 a month. Toyota, let's go places.
Pickerington North next week will play Dublin Kaufman. Here's Mock bouncing the pass to the near side, incomplete. Pickerington Central, Jeff was talking about it earlier. After this game tonight, they have Logan next week. And next week, more importantly, where we will be. Toyota Friday Night Rivals, presented by D.R. Horton, America's Builder. Our old friend Brad Birchfield, the former head coach, had a great run of success at Bishop Hartley, now at Hilliard Darby. They will travel across town to face Hilliard Davidson next Friday night.
The Battle of the Hilliards. I like it.
Again, when you talk about rivalries, that one,
it's a good one.
Those Hilliard rivalries are right up there, too. Darby Davidson, Bradley Darby.
It's a good one.
2nd down and 10, ball at the 43. Mock again will dance back to throw. Will heave it long over the middle, and the pass is incomplete. Here comes the penalty flag.
Yeah, holding.
Defensive holding call. Yeah, that was Larry Rowe on coverage.
Yeah, and interesting, Larry Rowe came up limping after the play, like he had a cramp. And that may have been part of the reason why he held on to the receiver.
Pass interference, defense, number 5, 15-yard penalty, results in a first down.
Better off to take the penalty than to give up the touchdown, and he is down, and they're going to have to bring the training staff out for Larry Rowe.
Intended receiver was Caleb Stanley, who has seen a number of snaps tonight, and we'll watch it here.
Looks like they get tangled up a little bit right there, but again, it looked like he made it cramped up there as the interference call was made.
Thanks to Kroger Great Lakes Distribution Center, tonight's game is coming to you streaming live on the ABC6 YouTube channel. It's also coming to you tonight via the ABC6 Facebook page, as well as the ABC6 News app and on the CWColumbus.com. So many ways to watch our broadcast tonight, and we are glad to have you with us wherever you are tuning us in. ABC6 News app, CWColumbus.com. Jeff's a big YouTube guy. I know he watches a lot of things on YouTube, so you can go to the ABC6 YouTube page. I want to give a shout-out to a member of our production crew tonight. Good to have him here working with us tonight. Our good friend Tim Flaherty handling one of the cameras tonight. Good to have Tim out here. Tim and I have known each other for a long, long time, much to his dismay. We've known each other for a long time. But does a great job for us, and we're glad he's here with us tonight. 7-3, North leads Central, Toyota Friday Night Rivals. Well, the backstory of this rivalry is there has always been, or seemingly always has been during the games, a lot of big plays, a lot of offense. It's been back and forth. A couple of years ago, the first play from scrimmage, a 72-yard scoring pass. We have had a 45-yard touchdown run in this game, but other than that, it is the defenses which have said this is how the game's going to be played tonight. Do you agree?
No doubt about it. And what great field position once again for the Panthers.
At their own 42. And a handoff, or at the central 42 rather. And here's a nice gain again as Thomas finds some running room.
Marty, that's what I'm talking about, getting the ball to the next level if you're that running back. Good job by the offensive line clearing at the point of attack. But at this stage right here, now it's up to the running back. Make somebody miss, and that's exactly what happened there. Credit goes to Andrew Thomas, doing a great job tonight.
R.J. Holland went low on him, and Thomas was able to avoid him and scamper for 17 yards and a first down to the central 25-yard line. Halfway through quarter number 3.
Now they got to cash in. You got to, and this Pickerington Central defense has been very stingy when they've gotten down around the red zone.
I was just going to say, Jeff, that's been the other part of this game. We have seen both teams drive, but the defenses again have been able to bowl their back and keep everybody out of the end zone. Again, Thomas trying to turn it up and get downfield inside the 25-yard line, and got to the 23, 22-yard line. Both coaches said earlier in the week when I asked them about their defenses, they both were speaking in almost glowing terms about how they run to the football, and we've seen a lot of that tonight.
Good numbers tonight for this young man. I mentioned coming into tonight's game, averaging under 3 yards a try. That is much better for that young man. A great job by the offensive line.
5:20 to go in the quarter. Thomas over the 100-yard mark. Came in with 104 yards on the season. He'll get the handoff, surveys the line of scrimmage, tries to get to the outside, and again, just very little running room as he dives inside the 20 to the 19-yard line. Good look at the young man. They've had some talented running backs come through this program here. Sam Williams-Dixon, who's now at Ohio State, his senior year ran for 606 yards. And then last year, Michael Taylor ran for a whopping 1436 for Nate Hillerich in that powerful Pickerington North offense. Scored 18 touchdowns, scored 31, in fact, in his 2 years before matriculating down Route 33 to Athens for the Ohio Bobcats. Ball at the 19, 3rd down and 4. Little Speed Thomas in motion. Mock takes the snap. Again, near side edge and is bumped out of bounds.
It's going to be about 2 yards shy of the first down, Marty. That brings up a 4th down call for Nate Hillerich. Take the chip shot field goal here. Or to stay in 4-down territory. It looks like the kicker's coming on the field.
He has a lot of faith in Brandon Fowler. Likes this young man's right leg a lot. Ball will be spotted at the 26. Last week in the game at St. Ignatius, Fowler booted a 43-yarder into the wind, which Coach Hillerich said got through without a whole lot of effort. If there is any wind right now, it's at his back. It was pretty brisk prior to the game, but it's died down considerably once the sun went down. Little personnel issue, trying to get everybody on the field lined up.
They didn't have a long snapper. That usually helps.
That'll make it tough. Ball's at the spot at the 26, a 36-yard attempt by Fowler. It is on the way, and did it crawl through? No, it's wide to the right.
I might have taken a timeout there. They just were not.
A little disjointed.
Yeah. They were not ready, and they rushed the kick. They end up, again, 2 drives here in the second half, take it all the way down inside the 25-yard line, and they come up empty again. Great stop by the Pickerington Central defense once again.
And speaking of stops, thank you, Jeff. During the 4th quarter of this game, we will be highlighting the school bus stop of the game. The law in every state requires drivers to always stop for a school bus when the stop alarm is out and the red lights are flashing. Central with the football. This is Sanders, able to evade an oncoming defender. Malachi Taylor got around him and then dances ahead out towards the 25-yard line. Some nifty running there by Jordan Sanders. Picks up 5 to the 25, a 2nd down and 5 coming up. This game kind of has the feel, Jeff, and please, and I know you will, correct me if I'm wrong, almost has the feel that the next score could win it.
Absolutely. And, Pickerington Central is just hanging around, waiting for that big play to happen.
Williams hands off. This is the freshman McAllister, swallowed up in the backfield, and managed to get back to the line of scrimmage. So just like that, it's a 3rd down and 5.
Dante Curtis again, that big linebacker making the play. We talked about him as an impact player at the beginning of the football game, and that's going to bring up 3rd and about 6. They got to get the ball to the 30-yard line to be able to get the first down.
Dante Curtis around the football. Demetrius Curtis. They have been tag teaming at that linebacker spot tonight. They've made a number of big plays. 3rd down and 5, and this is a big play in this game right now. Larko Williams is back to throw now. Will step up and heave it long over the middle. Has a receiver open, and the pass is incomplete. Trying to get it to Jaden Nelson. Getting back on coverage for Pickerington North, hustling back defensively. Getting in a hurry was Marcus Ray, the 6', 170-pound sophomore, the transfer from Westerville North.
Boy, they had him beat on the play, too. If Rocco Williams able to throw that ball, put some more air underneath it, he had his receiver wide open. Oh, man. Talk about the big plays, Marty, that make a difference in a rivalry game. There's been 2 or 3 drops for Rocco Williams that he'd like to certainly have back again.
At the 2:07 mark, Rocco Williams on again to punt the football away. 4th down and 5 at their own 25. Again, another very high kick. And Grant Williams, again, a little bit of uh-oh moments there for the North fans, but he's able to hang on to it and go down on the fair catch at the 34-yard line. Dave Holmes, Beanie Wells, and Cardale Jones. It doesn't get much better than that. They host The Script. It's a new podcast covering the Ohio State story with big opinions and real talk from real Buckeyes. New episodes every week. The Script, available now wherever you get your podcasts. Kellyanne's not on that.
What's a real Buckeye?
I'm sitting next to one.
Well, what, I mean, are there fake Buckeyes?
Kellyanne, what do you think?
I think Jeff's a real Buckeye. I know that crew right there, Beanie, Cardell,
that's pretty
Dave.
solid.
I need to make an appearance on that one, right?
Yeah, why not?
Yeah,
I'm everywhere
wrong.
already.
Yeah, something's wrong there. You have to.
No, those guys do a fabulous job on these scripts. And so do you guys in the booth.
Well, thank you, dear.
First down at 10, the ball at the 39, their own 39. Mock straight up the middle of the field, across the 40-yard line, near the 45, and just bullies his way into Central territory. It's a first down. Running the football has been a part of his game that has improved this year for Nate Hillerich, and we saw it right there as he rumbles his way to a Pickerington North first down in Central territory.
Yeah, he's had a big night rushing the football from that quarterback spot, and, coming into the game, he had 24 carries for negative 24 yards. He had 0 net yards rushing in those first 2 games against St. A's and St. Ignatius, and he certainly has improved on that tonight.
Picks up 15 on that carry and a North first down. Jaron Mock headed to play at Bowling Green. Last year passed for 2,605 yards and ran for 185. They'll hand it off. Thomas is grabbed by Cameron Miller, senior, that mammoth defensive lineman Jeff was talking about earlier in the game, the 6'1", 315-pound junior defensive lineman carries to the 42.
Yeah, good luck carrying this on your back. Look at this. Holy cow. Andrick Thomas is like, what? You talk about the bear getting on your back in turn number 3. That was the bear getting on your back.
Under a minute to go in the third quarter.
Good job by that young man.
The Central defense, through the first 2 games, holding opponents to 273 yards per game and 126 on the ground. Thomas again manages to stretch his way across the 40 to the 39. It is still shy of the first down as we roll with the 30 seconds left in this third quarter. Still just a 7-3 lead for North.
Chris Smith, another good play there, number 7 at that defensive end position. Got great length.
Parsons, the tight end, is in a slot, and they're going to just let the quarter run out here, I think. They have the time. The play clock's at 18. There's 12 left in the quarter, so they're going to just let the quarter run out. So we're going to go to the fourth quarter of this annual get-together, the Battle of Pickerington. The defenses have ruled the night to this juncture. We go to the fourth quarter with North leading Central by the score of 7-3. This is Toyota Friday Night Rivals, presented by D.R. Horton. on a sensational night for high school football in Central Ohio. We welcome you back to Pickerington North. 7-3 North leads Central. Let's take a look at the Pickerington North High School Marching Band. This look is sponsored by Music Go Round. Check out their locations at 2630 Bethel Road and inside the Stone Ridge Plaza in Gahanna.
That shot of the moon almost looked fake, didn't it? That's a beautiful night here in Pickerington.
Jeff Lamonaco's defense has been a major reason why this game is just 7-3 right now with North on top.
Longtime defensive coordinator at Pickerington Central before he got the head coaching job when Jay Sherritt, the longtime coach, retired. And now Jay Sherritt's back coaching again.
At his alma mater, Circleville. First play of quarter number 4 is Andrew Thomas lowering his shoulder and plowing his way to a Panthers first down. Line of scrimmage to 39, and Thomas just went low, submarined the defender out of the way, got to the 32, picks up 7 yards.
Marty, the Panthers have had 3 possessions so far in this second half. First drive started at their 40, ended in turning the ball over on downs. They got it all the way down to the 15-yard line. Second drive started at their own 43, missed field goal from 39 or 36 yards out. This drive started at their own 38. You can't ask for more than that, but you've got to cash in.
Parsons will line up in the backfield to the left of the quarterback as they'll bracket Mock. And the handoff goes to Thomas, who follows Parsons through the hole. And Thomas gets to the 31-yard line. Picked up a yard. That was a first down call. The first down picked up a moment ago. Sponsored by Classic Exteriors as we play a minute into quarter number 4.
Still waiting for these Panthers to do that quick stop and go. You know, they set it up earlier in the third quarter where they were able to hit the quick comeback route, pump it, and go. Got receivers down to the bottom of the screen, one to the top.
Center Avery Price leads the offense to the line of scrimmage. 5'11", 290-pound sophomore. Thomas will run up the middle, and he has room again. And he dives inside the 25-yard line to the 22, and it's another first down for Pickerington North. Another first down sponsored by Classic Exteriors. In fact, he got to the 21-yard line, a gain of 10.
I think he was surprised how open he really was there. He just kind of got the turf monster, got him as he carried the ball into the secondary. But again, this has been the story of this game for Pickerington North, getting it inside that 25-yard line, and then all of a sudden that Pickerington Central defense gets tough.
Good look at senior quarterback Jaron Mock, one of the captains on this Panthers football team. 6'3", 205-pound senior, is taking much more of a leadership role this year, and he's on the run this time. Inside the 15, a flag comes down. No, this might be coming back.
Looks like it's going to be a holding call.
Look at the penalty brought to you by the United States Army.
Offense, number 70, 10-yard penalty, play first down.
Nate Hillerich talked earlier in the week as we watched Mock run right up the middle here. And there you see the holding call.
Yeah, sophomore center, he was doing a really good job there of blocking the middle guard and just held on for too long. And when all that action with that running back comes right near you, the officials are looking at everything. And Avery Price, starting as a sophomore at that center position, he's got his hands full. I mean, that is a tough position to do, and he has been really good all night.
One of the plays that Nate Hillerich talked about from Jaron Mock as North calls a timeout.
Timeout. Pickerington North.
Check down.
That's their first timeout.
Last week in the St. Ignatius game. And that time, that check down came on a 3rd and 1, which resulted in a touchdown pass. He surveyed the field, saw what he liked, made a good play, and got him into the end zone. Timeout on the field. North leads Central 7-3. Toyota Friday Night Rivals.
We have driven a lot of Toyotas over the years. For quality, dependability, and value, you can't beat them.
Like this Camry, the newest version of America's best-selling car.
Now it's 100% hybrid with more standard power, better handling, and available all-wheel drive.
This Camry XSE gets 47 mpg, and it comes with a 12.3-inch touchscreen and Toyota Safety Sense 3.0.
Get 4.75 APR financing on a new 25 Camry or lease a Camry for $279 a month.
Toyota, let's go places.
Timeout on the Field is sponsored by the Ohio State Highway Patrol. Start your journey today to transform your talents into a career with the Ohio State Highway Patrol.
You know, Marty, Kellyanne Stitz was talking about the fact that Pat Elflein, a former Pickerington North football player, former Buckeye, former NFLer down here. Think of the names that have come out of these programs. Jack Sawyer, Sonny Styles, Lorenzo Styles Jr., Ty Hamilton, Taco Charlton, Davon Hamilton, and Dwayne Carter. My goodness.
Just a few.
Just a few.
Just a few. First and 20 as Mock dances back to throw, flushed out of the pocket. Another flag is down, and Mock just gets rid of the football and heaves it away incomplete, but we're probably going to have another holding call coming up here as the play broke down. And
got an injured player down, too.
That is
Kingston Williams.
Kingston Williams, the left tackle.
Holding. Offense. Number 57. 10-yard penalty. Still first down.
And again, an injured Pickerington North player. We have a stoppage in action right now. Down to the sidelines again, Kellyanne Stitz.
Yeah, guys, you both mentioned about how strong of an alumni base both programs have. And I was talking to Coach Lamonaco because a bunch of the guys were in town last week for the big Ohio State-Texas game, Jack Sawyer, Ty Hamilton. And Coach Lamonaco said he talked to Ty, but he wasn't able to catch up with him in person, but they had a good conversation. His dad actually asked for tickets for tonight's game in this big rivalry game. But Lamonaco also mentioned that he still keeps in touch with New York Giants defensive coordinator and Central alum Shane Bowen. The two will talk defensive strategies on the weekends. I know both head coaches, Jeff and Nate, appreciate the alumni support.
It's a first and 29 upcoming. The ball is moved back to the 40, and I will tell you, knowing firsthand knowledge, Jeff Lamonaco, a Ohio University grad, the folks down in Athens are pretty happy with their relationship with the two schools in Pickerington.
It's a good connection.
Absolutely. They'll speed a man in motion. That's Ray. He'll try to get it into his hands, and the ball falls in front of him. That's
going to be okay.
Yeah, that ball was in front of him, and he picked it up on a hop and carried inside the 30 to the 26-yard line.
That ball was considered a lateral.
Exactly.
Good call by the officials that time, noticing right away that was a lateral.
And a good job by Marcus Ray, the sophomore, of understanding where the play was at and keeping it alive.
You go until the whistle. No doubt that ball was thrown behind the line. He's able to pick it up and advance the football, and you can see some of the defenders stopped on the play thinking it was an incomplete pass.
He was able to carry to the 27-yard line. Still shy of the first down by a lot. They need to get to the central 11-yard line. It's a 2nd and 16. They gained 13 on that.
Pretty heady play by Marcus Ray. I mean, think about that. Just a sophomore.
Dad would know a little bit about that. Dad was a pretty good football player.
Dad played some football for the team up north and was pretty good.
Thomas stays in the game to the right of Mock. Snap a little off target. Mock reached out with the right hand, almost with some Velcro there, and pulled the snap back in. And now all kinds of flags come in as Mock goes down. As coming in was Ramazani Nasungala for Pickerington Central.
The question is, we didn't hear the whistle blow down there, but that's when you got to stop, and if there was extracurricular activity afterwards, or maybe they got a hand on the face mask. We'll see. Should be a spot foul, which would not give them
Chris Baker
dead
tells
ball,
us.
Personal foul. Number 53, defense. Half the distance.
As the pile pushes back
from the spot.
Yeah, it's not a half the distance. It's all 15, and that'll bring up 2nd down and 10. So here we are back at square one.
That was Josh Ina in at that defensive line spot, a 6'4", 265-pound junior. The penalty pushes the ball to the 20, which puts Pickerington North in the Valley Ford of Columbus red zone. Valley Ford of Columbus, where great deals meet even greater service. Well, they're just on the edge of it, in fact. Yeah. See where they spot the football here.
They're calling it third down.
Oh, yeah. Still puts them in the red zone, though.
Yep. Nate Hellerich is not happy. See if they got down and distance correct.
Officials are still trying to sort through all this. Chris Baker's crew includes Todrick Davis, Joe Goinkachia, Bill Kane III, Bill Kane IV, and Paul Melcher on this crew.
Now they're going to move it even further down. Oh, another 5 yards.
Still shy of the first down, though. Ball's now at the 16-yard line. I check it now it's at the 14-yard line. Let's get it correct here. It is at the 14. So after all of that, it becomes third down and 3. And now again, the officials are going to have to come together and sort through all of this. And that's drawing the ire of the crowd here tonight.
This isn't making anybody happy down there, regardless of who you're cheering for tonight.
The officials continue to discuss things right now. Fans, don't forget, week 2 of the college football season for the Buckeyes comes up tomorrow. They play host to the Grambling State Tigers. And the Football Fever on ABC6 is the perfect place to get you ready for the game. Watch the Football Fever tomorrow morning at 11, and it's only on ABC6. Grambling State, huh, Jeff?
Yep, they're bringing a big bag with them. Put all that cash in it and take it back to the state of Alabama. I'll tell you what, though, we will have a halftime show tomorrow that'll be one to remember. 2 of the best damn bands in the land. Great history, great tradition. How about Eddie Robinson and what he's done at Grambling State? 55 years, Marty, was a head football coach.
Numerous championships. Now the football has moved back to the 16, was where I thought the football would have been spotted.
Yes.
So, all right. Okay.
3rd and 5.
Looked as if almost the umpire was almost trying to move it back without anybody noticing, didn't it? Ball at the 16, single wides on either side of your screen, top and bottom.
Right.
And now again, we're going to have a little delay here as the central player or the north players look for the play to be signaled in.
Tried to go the hard count there to see if they could get the Tigers to jump.
Thomas next to Mock takes the handoff, and again, just in the middle of the field, just what resembled basically a rugby scrum right there at the 15-yard line. There were all kinds of white shirts around the ball carrier that time. Cameron Miller Jr. was in there. Some others coming up from the bottom of that pile. Drew Halfley.
Got to be proud of your Pickerington Tiger defensive football team when they've had their back up against the wall. It's going to bring up 4th down regardless of the situation. See if we're going to put it in the hands of your kicker again.
And they will do just that as Brandon Fowler comes on. He missed an earlier attempt. This one will be spotted at the 22-yard line. Let's measure it as 32 yards, almost in the middle of the field with 6:58 to go in the game. The snap is good. The hold, the kick by Fowler is on the way, and he gets this one. Brandon Fowler, 32 yards out, increases the Pickerington North lead to 10-3. In this Battle of Pickerington, this is Toyota Friday Night Rivals, presented by D.R. Horton. 6:52 remains to be played. The Pickerington North lead stands at a touchdown, 10-3. Along with Ohio State Hall of Fame running back Jeff Logan, Kellyanne Stitz is on the sidelines. Jason Van Hoos is crushing all the numbers for us tonight. I'm Marty Bannister, our sensational CW Columbus crew with you here tonight. Dean Marini's our producer. And we have our usual great crew with us here tonight, giving you all the sights and sounds of this Battle of Pickerington get together as the Panthers of Pickerington North look for their 4th win in a row in this series. Sanders fields the kick, far side at the 5, out to the 10, to the 15, to the 20. He's got a little running room on the sideline, 35-yard line. And another good return puts Central in decent field position. Flags come in now, and this might increase the field position. The ball was returned out near the 40-yard line. And there was a lot of activity over in front of the Central bench.
Hopefully this will go both ways. The scrum over there. Watch again this block. You'll see it on the left side. Boom. Right there. I mean, there is some contact there. Let's see if we can see where the contact. A little late hit out of bounds. Yeah, there wasn't any extracurricular, so this is going to go against Pickerington North.
Personal foul. Number 14 of the return team.
Whoa.
That's a 15-yard penalty. First down.
That's interesting. Looked like a late hit out of bounds, but Coach Lamonaco.
K.D. Smith on the return team is the player identified as being guilty of the penalty. So the nice return is wiped out. The ball's moved back to the 26-yard line. Obviously happened while all that was going on. Williams to throw, and throws the football to the sideline where it is caught by K.D. Smith. And he is brought down again, line of scrimmage to 26, and Smith with the catch out across the 30 to the 34. He's a couple of yards shy of the first down.
They got to get some rhythm going here offensively, and I think they got to get Rocco Williams feeling confident back there throwing the football, but the biggest challenge they've had is protecting him.
Williams headed to Middle Tennessee State, second team Division I choice last year in the state of Ohio, and here he is getting out near the 40-yard line, and it looks like it's good enough for a first down. It was a carry to the 41 and a gain of 7 and a first down. Masoud Sidhu in on the stop for North, the 5'9", 170-pound junior defensive back. They'll flank 3 wides to the near side. Rocco Williams really hasn't had a chance to get uncorked tonight. 4 of 10 for just 70 yards throwing the football. Sanders next to him, wants to throw to Sanders, lobs it to him, makes a tough catch at the 40, 45-yard line. Sanders muscles his way out near another first down, got to the 49. He's a couple of yards shy. So to ring up a second down and, well, one call. They're going to mark the ball at the 50.
A really good touch that time by Rocco Williams. Had to put some air underneath this, and a wonderful catch by Jordan Sanders, the second, coming out of that backfield. Not a big guy, hard target to find in that mass of humanity out there.
Second down and 1. We near 5.5 to go in the game with North on top 10-3. 2 wides and a slot for the Central Tigers. Williams hands off. Coming to the near side is Kaisim Robinson with the carry, and he does pick up the first down as he angles into North territory across the 45 and picks up the first down, carrying to the 44-yard line, a gain of 7 for Kaisim Williams.
That's one of the first times we've seen Kaisim in the football game.
And dealing with that bruised hip, Jeff, kind of slows him down. I mean, you know, from a running back standpoint, that's
a tough
makes
injury.
It tough to absolutely be effective.
Jordan Sanders back in the ball game, just to the right of quarterback Rocco Williams.
4 wides on the field for Central. Williams rushes on, heaves the ball down the far side, and the pass is incomplete. No flags, no flags. The intended receiver down that far side was Jaden Nelson. They've had a tough time getting him the football tonight, and they were trying right there.
Looked like really good defense.
Marcus Ray.
Yep, good timing down there.
And that brings up now a second down and 10.
Trying to hit the home run ball. Again, the failure of Pickerington North to be able to capitalize on 3 long drives, and the great job of the defense has really put this game at risk for North and given Central a lifeline to being at least get this thing tied up.
Rocco Williams coming into the game was 28 of 35 for 503 yards, 6 touchdowns, and no interceptions.
Dead ball. False start, number 52. Offense, 5-yard penalty, second down.
That moves the ball back to the 49-yard line, where it'll be 2nd and 15.
Lack of communication down there. Had a man in motion. Left tackle moved.
Again, no tight ends on the field, 3 wides. Back to throw again is Williams. Flushed out of the pocket. The left-hander delivers ahead. This is Bosquet. And he had a big catch way back in the first quarter. And a nice gain right there and picks up a Central first down as he moves to the north 35-yard line. Picks up 14 yards.
Boy, what a good target Bosquet is. This does a good job of separating himself and making himself available to his quarterback. Turns it upfield and gets just about everything you could out of that play. Puts him back in business, 3rd down and 1.
I said no tight ends on the field. He is a tight end, but he was lined up as a wideout that time. And again, they'll go with a similar formation here on. Well, it's just shy of the first down. It looked like it was good enough on the carry. They marked him shy. It's 3rd down and 1, and the pass falls incomplete. And now a big 4th down and 1 call upcoming.
That was Marcus Ray again on the coverage out there in that cornerback position. Doing a good job closing.
So now a very interesting play call for Jeff LaMonaco here.
Put his fist right through the ball. You got to trust your quarterback, Rocco Williams, to run the football here.
Line of scrimmage has been such a determining factor in this game tonight. Both teams have been dominant across the front. Let's see if Williams and the Central offense can get the yard they need to keep the drive alive.
Oh,
and movement up front.
The easiest first down in the business right there.
Dead ball, encroachment, defense, 5-yard penalty, results in a first down.
Yeah, credit the quarterback there for the hard count up there, Marty. Watch again, quarterback is able to make a signal, and once again, the Pickerington North defense unable to stay put.
First down and 10, call at the North 30. Handoff goes inside. That was Edmund McAllister, the freshman running back. He looks pretty good. I think they might have a good one there in Edmund McAllister. Picks up a half dozen to the 24. Clock continues to roll. 4:40 to go in this game. 10-3, the lead for North. But Central on the move. Williams will hand off again. And another short game. That was Jordan Sanders as he works inside the 25-yard line. Again, Demetrius Curtis, as he has been night long around the football, and on the stop for Pickerington North.
3rd and 1.
Another big call coming up. Williams, one of the few times, will line up over center. Will take the football himself, and they just kind of push him ahead there. It's not quite the tush push, but it is close to the first down. He needed to get to the 20. Take a look at it here.
There's the push.
Rocco Williams, a very strong young man. He power cleans over 300 pounds. His dad is a big-time weightlifter.
Boy, they didn't give it to him.
Wow. He is just shy.
Going to have to cross the 20-yard line.
Huge play here in this game with 3:58 to go. Williams again will line up over center. Will turn and hand the ball off. This is the freshman McAllister. First down and more as he falls ahead to the 15-yard line. The freshman Edmund McAllister looked like he stumbled a little bit when the play started, but kept his balance enough to dive ahead for the needed first down yards. Picked up a half dozen.
You mentioned this kid might be special. He's just got to grow into that uniform a little bit as a freshman. How about putting the trust of your football team in a rivalry game in the hands of a freshman? Really a nice job by that young man.
Stepped up big time. Ball at the 15-yard line. Sanders is the running back. They put Cameron Green in motion, and now we have penalty flags come in. The first down carry by the freshman McAllister put the football in the Valley Ford of Columbus red zone.
Dead ball, encroachment, defense, 5-yard penalty.
Valley Ford of Columbus, where great deals meet even greater service. And that moves Pickerington Central even deeper into the Valley Ford red zone at the 10-yard line now.
That's what happens at Valley Ford. You don't get 1st and 10, you get 1st and 5.
Exactly.
What a deal.
can pick up a first down without scoring. They put Green in motion, and Williams will hand the ball off inside. This is Sanders on the carry. They had a lot of motion going on that play. And
looked like Demetrius Curtis, the number one guy that was in there. And Demetrius Curtis made the tackle in the backfield right here and just need to hold on. But give the effort to the running back. That's a great job at keeping those legs going. That's why team tackling is so important.
Ryan Miller came in to help out and slow down the ball carrier Sanders. 2nd and 5. They'll call it no gain. And Williams is back to throw. Fires, and the ball goes through the hands of a receiver inside the 5 at about the 4. That was R.J. Parker. And it falls incomplete. So now another big call coming up here with the clock stopped. 2:29 to go in the game. Ball is at the 10-yard line. It is 3rd down and 5 for Central. Sanders to the left of the quarterback, Williams, with Green in the slot. The play fake, chased, throws, pass is caught at the 10-yard line and knocked down right at the 10-yard line. There are the big plays that we have seen on defense throughout the night. The Curtises were there, Demetrius and Dante. Dante with a big hit.
Great recognition that time. He went to the right receiver, but the recognition by the linebackers to recover and get themselves upfield, that is team tackling. That's what you have to have. Dante Curtis at a linebacker spot, number 12. 8 tackles, 1 tackle for a loss, and a quarterback sack. Here we are, 4th down.
Gio McKnight was also there to help out on the tackle. A good play by McKnight. It's 4th and 5. The ball at the 10. Back to throw Williams. Rolls, sets, delivers ahead. The pass is caught. But it is no gain. Basquet made the catch, but he is dropped for no gain. Again, guess who was there? Dante Curtis. What a night that young man has had. Nate Hillerich said earlier in the week he's been the best player on the field in our first 2 games. I think it's fair to say he's been the best player on the field tonight.
Well, this is really terrific. A really good job of getting himself downfield. You got the coverage. They're going to their tight end. They love to throw to the tight end, Nick Basquet. And Pickerington North will take over on downs. And enjoy that recognition over there, young man. That was an awfully good job.
He has had one heck of a night at that linebacker / defensive end spot for Nate Hillerich's defense tonight. What a play right there with 1:42 to go in the game. Now Central has 3 timeouts left to use with 1:42 left. With the way neither team has been able to move the football efficiently, there is still the possibility they can get the football back here. Quick handoff, and I would imagine a timeout is coming up here.
Immediately,
absolutely. That play took all of 7 seconds. It was a very short gain. In fact, just back to the line of scrimmage. Timeout brought to you by the Ohio State Highway Patrol.
Timeout, Pickerington Central.
You know, I think if you're going to run the ball here, which is the right thing to do, Marty, to kind of burn that clock, make them use those timeouts, is don't necessarily run it up the middle. Go ahead and run a sweep out of here, where it at least takes a little bit more time off of the clock. Don't run out of bounds, whatever you do, but get the ball to the edge.
Try to get somebody on the edge, absolutely.
And not so much to try and get the first down, but to burn more clock and give yourself a little bit of a chance.
Well, I think we have to again mention the night, though, that Dante Curtis has had at that linebacker spot tonight. I mean, he has just been phenomenal at that spot tonight. He's an Akron commit and came into the game with 12 tackles. He may have that many tonight. He had 3 tackles for a loss. Last year had 96 tackles. And again, Coach Hillerich saying off the edge, he's been doing it all for us through the first couple of games of the season. And, well, it continued tonight. Second down and 10 for North. Again, the ball is at their own 9-yard line. Mock will keep the football and gets out near the 15 where he is brought down. Nijon Nelms in on the stop, the free safety, one of the returning starters on this Central defense.
Timeout.
That took all of
Pickerington
5 seconds.
Central. That's their second timeout of the half.
Let's take a look at tonight's school bus stop of the game. Always stop for a school bus when the stop arm is out and the red lights are flashing. Not stopping or trying to beat the stop arm puts lives at risk and can result in large fines, points on your license, and license suspension.
This is the school bus stop of the game. Always remember to stop when the school bus arm is out.
In the slot, the play fake, chased, throws, pass is caught at the 10-yard line and knocked down right at the 10-yard line there. Back to throw Williams, rolls, sets, delivers ahead. The pass is caught, but it is no gain. Basket made Curtis. What a night that young man has had.
This is the school bus stop of the game. Always remember to stop when the school bus arm is out.
Well, there were two buses there. 2 signs to stop there. That was a great job by Dante Curtis. Again, we'll set the scene for you here. 3rd down and about 5 to go to continue the drive and put the game away. 1:30 to go. 1 timeout remaining for Pickerington Central. They just want to try and force a punt. First down here, this game's over.
Still 90 seconds, though, left on the clock, and the ball at the 14. Thomas, who's had the big night, over 100 yards, is the running back. The senior quarterback, Jaron Mock, directing the offense, trying to get the defense to jump up front.
Good hard counts in there. That's a good strategy.
Still a load of time left on the play clock. They'll put Parsons, the tight end, in motion. They'll hand off. Thomas turns the edge, gets out across the 35 to the 40, and he's on the go. This game is probably cinched, and Thomas is probably heading towards the end zone to the 20, to the 15, to the 10, to the 5. Dive towards the pylon, and does he get in? No signal yet. There it is, touchdown. On 3rd and 5, Andrew Thomas goes 86 yards to clinch the deal tonight for Pickerington North.
You're just running a play up the middle, looking for one of those slivers. And we've talked about how this young man has taken plays and extended them beyond what is there. Watch from this great picture from our end zone camera. Man, he pops out of the mess, and it is a track race at this stage, and nobody is going to catch Andrew Thomas until it's way too late.
On 3rd and 5, he goes 86 yards. Well, remember, their longest gain coming in was just 8 yards, and Nate Hillary said, we haven't popped anything tonight. Well, that has been taken care of. A 45 and an 86-yard touchdown run by Andrew Thomas.
They continue the domination in this rivalry game. Marty, Pickerington North up 17-3. Just 1:16 to go. You can put the dog in the truck, boys. The hunt is over.
27 carries, 229 yards tonight for the 5'11", 190-pound junior, Andrew Thomas.
If Coach Hillerich is wondering who to hand the orb to when we're down there, does it go to Dante Curtis or does it go to Andrick?
I think either way.
Let him fight over it. Both of those guys have been excellent tonight.
They sure have.
My goodness.
Well, and in games like this, you know this so very well, you expect your big stars to step up, and that has happened tonight. Prior to the kick, we have whistles come in.
Look like a timeout. I don't think I've ever seen a timeout on a kickoff.
Timeout. Pickerington North.
Panthers looking to go to 2-1 on the season. Again, 17-3 is the lead. Time now for the Middlefield Bank play of the game. Middlefield Bank, your everything bank with 6 locations in Central Ohio.
Wow. Why not?
Absolutely.
Came down to the last minute of this football game, and Andrew Thomas takes it to the house.
A 45-yard scoring run in the first half, but then capping it off with an 86-yard run. The Middlefield Banking Company play of the game.
Andrew Thomas, just a junior. So that running back tradition here at North will continue for this season and next.
So after the timeout, Fowler will get set to kick the football away. Central trying for its 4th straight win. Short bounding kick that will be dropped. The ball's loose in the field, and North may have come away with it.
It's going to be.
It's Central football. It was close. There was a pretty good scramble going on right there.
You don't want your up men trying to recover that and trying to advance the football. And that time he, playing the shortstop position, ended up botching it.
Well, with 1:13 left, Central has one timeout left. And again, down 2 scores with the ball at their own 38-yard line. We have said that the Thomas touchdown run likely sealed the deal. They're, again, still 73 seconds left, but they have to be in a great big hurry right now to put the ball in the end zone.
Going to see how far Rocco Williams can throw the football. Timeout defensively for Pickerington North.
I don't know, Jeff. They had enough players on the field. They didn't.
Timeout. Pickerington North.
Malachi Taylor,
the final timeout,
was asked to come back on the field and help out in this final minute 13, the starting defensive back.
Well,
there it is.
Yeah, well, they took a timeout. There is the, my goodness, shining brightly tonight, the orb.
About the same color as the moon we saw a little bit earlier tonight.
No doubt about it.
The orb looking good tonight.
There you go.
1:13 left.
What a beautiful night. Great job by our crew tonight. Thanks, everybody, for the great pictures.
Outstanding work tonight. We were mentioning our friend Tim Flaherty working one of the cameras tonight. When he went to work this morning, the moon was up. And as he wraps it up tonight, the moon is up once again.
A little bit of confusion down there with getting the right personnel on the field. You'll see 3 deep safeties for Pick North here. Only going to rush 3. Should give Rocco Williams time to be able to throw the football.
Ball's at their own 38. And Williams is back to throw. He'll deliver to the far side, and the pass is caught, but wrestled down almost immediately after making the catch on the far side.
Clock continues. Did a great job of keeping him in bounds. Keeps the clock moving. They did not use their last time out, Marty.
K.D. Smith on their reception. Masoud Zaydou was over there for North. Under a minute left, 45 seconds. Williams drops back and again will go to the far side. And again, the ball in the vicinity of K.D. Smith. Stopping the clock now with 41 seconds left. When we talked earlier in the week with Jeff LaMonaco, I asked him about the pressure that's involved in this game, and he said, I don't worry about all that. I put pressure on myself, but this will be the 4th straight time now that North has won in this very intense rivalry. And it's I know both sides are well aware of that number right now. Williams will hand off, and this is the freshman McAllister. He has some running room across the North 45-yard line and gets to the 41-yard line.
You got to take shots in the end zone now. 33 seconds remaining, 1 timeout. You got the first down, got to stop the clock, but now you got to get the ball into the end zone.
After averaging 444 yards through the first couple of games on offense, the Central offense tonight has found the going very difficult this evening. Williams back to throw, steps up into the pocket, looking, heaves over the middle, and this pass is almost intercepted. Ball's incomplete. K.D. Smith again on the attempted catch down on the 18-yard line. Ryan Miller was there for Pickerington North, one of the captains on the North defense. Stops the clock with 9 seconds left.
Not great clock management either by Pickerington Central over there. They got to the line of scrimmage and clock ran all the way down to 16 seconds before they snapped the ball.
Two wides are to the near side. And Williams, flushed out of the pocket, surveying the field, will fire a dart that is caught near side. And a flag comes in after the receiver steps out of bounds. That was Darrell Peak, a 5'6" junior. And a flag comes in afterwards. Clock is stopped with 3 seconds left.
Personal foul, offense, number 3, 15-yard penalty.
I don't know if we can get another look at that. Looked like, because that was away from the ball.
And the clock will start, and that will do it, and this one is over. For the 4th consecutive time, Pickerington North has knocked off Pickerington Central, this time a defensive struggle won by the North Panthers 17-3 this evening. 2 big touchdown runs. Andrew Thomas, 45 and 86 on the scoring runs. The defense led by the outstanding night of Dante Curtis. And they shut down their rivals and win once again in this series and do it tonight by the final of 17-3. Both teams are now 2-1 on the season. And there is the likelihood that they will probably see one another again. They're in the same region of the OHSAA computer rankings, even though they are in different divisions of the Ohio Capital Conference. So often it seems that they manage to find one another in the postseason as well. But tonight it's North with the regular season victory. And again, the final tonight, North 17, Central 3. Stay with us. More coming up from Pickerington North. This is Toyota Friday Night Rivals, presented by D.R. Horton.
We have driven a lot of Toyotas over the years. For quality, dependability, and value, you can't beat them.
Like this Camry, the newest version of America's best-selling car.
Now it's 100% hybrid with more standard power, better handling, and available all-wheel drive.
This Camry XSE gets 47 mpg, and it comes with a 12.3-inch touchscreen and Toyota Safety Sense 3.0.
Get 4.75 APR financing on a new 25 Camry or lease a Camry for $279 a month.
Toyota, let's go places.
And welcome back to Pickerington North, where tonight the Panthers have knocked off their district rivals, Pickerington Central, by the final of 17-3. Jeff, I think coming into this game, we thought we would see a lot of offense tonight. We knew both teams had very good defenses, and defenses ended up ruling the night this evening.
I was a little surprised that Pickerington Central was not able to take advantage of the fact that their defense did such a terrific job of stopping North in the red zone tonight. 3 early drives, coming away with only 3 points. That puts your football team in a position to be able to win the game. But you got to make some plays on the offensive side, and that's where they're struggling, is not able to really get anything going from an offensive standpoint.
A little over 4,000 watch this one tonight. The North Panthers celebrating with their band in the north end zone. There are some of the numbers in tonight's game.
Boy, total domination, almost 2-1 in terms of total yards in the game. And again, 2 big runs by the Pickerington North Panthers to be able to make the difference in the game. Our linebacker, Curtis, 12 tackles, 1 sack, 1 tackle for a loss. And this is rushing yards for Andreek Thomas, 27 carries for 229 yards and 2 touchdowns. And I will remind you, he came into the game averaging under 3 yards a carry against St. Ed's and St. Ignatius. So I look at their schedule on a go-forward basis for the Panthers. They've got Kaufman next, Thomas Worthington, Westerville Central, Crossing, Grove City, New Albany, and not until week 10 do they have Gahanna, which will be their biggest game.
The celebration continues in the end zone. Kellyanne Stitz is with the victorious North Panthers.
Hey guys, I'm joined by a bunch of happy Panthers right now. Nate Hillrich, another victory for Pickerington North over your rival. These guys get another silver football. How proud are you of their effort?
So proud. So much grit. You know, we turned it over a couple times in the first half, kept battling, holding them to 3 points. That's a good football team, but just toughness, we outlasted them.
Yeah, defensive battle, those a gritty, tough win. What does that say about your team?
Toughness. We got a tough group.
Speaking of 2 of these guys who stepped up in a big way tonight, Andreek Thomas, over 200 rushing yards, 2 big touchdowns. That last one, man, what did you see on the 86-yard touchdown?
I just wanted to see a touchdown. Freedom. Freedom is all I need, and I'm going to get out there.
How did it feel to find the end zone?
I felt amazing. It just felt like I was free.
Another,
free to run.
Yeah, Another big guy stepping up in a big way too, Dante. Big stops on defense. Just how proud are you of the team's effort tonight?
I'm very proud. I give shout out to my coaches. They put us all in the right positions to win and to execute, and that's what we did.
And how much fun were you having out there?
I was having really fun. It was a good time.
Well, guys, congratulations. We are going to award you with our award. Go celebrate tonight.
And another orb goes to the Pickerington North trophy case.
Nice celebration down there, and you can see the pride and just sheer happiness of winning that rivalry game and dominating the way that they have now 4 games in a row in the rivalry game. Nate Hillerich setting a mark here in Pickerington that his North Panthers rule Picktown right now.
And again, the final 17-3. Next week, we will see another rivalry game. We'll be in Hilliard as Darby and Davidson get together next week. Looking forward to that renewal of that rivalry. So many great rivalries all across Central Ohio, and we are so glad to be able to bring those to you. Once again, our final score here tonight, Pickerington North, with their defense dominating, knocks off Pickerington Central by the final of 17-3. That will do it for tonight's Toyota's Friday Night Rivals presented by D.R. Horton. Bragging rights, of course, on the line next Friday at 7 o'clock, and this time in Hilliard as Darby and Davidson meet. On behalf of Jeff Logan, Kellyanne Stitz, our statistician Jason Van Hoos, I'm Marty Bannister. Once again, our final score tonight at Pickerington North, North 17, Central 3. So long, everyone.
Tonight's broadcast of Toyota's Friday Night Rivals, presented by D.R. Horton, is sponsored by these businesses.
Joined by Pickerington North head coach Nate Hillerich. Nate, 4 straight over Pickerington Central, your rival. How good does that feel?
Man, it's just so happy for our kids. You know, we put a lot of work into this, and, you know, the hard work pays off.
These kids are battle-tested with your tough schedule. A defensive battle tonight, a gritty win for you guys. What does that say about this team?
Just the toughness. You know, the game plan our coaches put in, you know, everybody wants this game. It just means a little bit more in this town, so just so happy for our kids. Guys stepped up in a big way, in a big rivalry game. How proud are you of everyone's effort? Awesome. I mean, we're going to celebrate this one and back to work. Awesome. Thank you so much for your time tonight, and continue to celebrate this one, Coach. Thank you.
Chain of game.
Backfield will go.
Try to get rid of it and hit the backfield. We'll go.
Hand off. Thomas out. Four. 5.
Quarterback in the play up. Middle.
You're right down the back. And in trouble next year. Fake. Back turning the in. Far side scrimmage. Same. Far backfield it. Backfield for a loss. Running hit.
Drop to the backfield.
Snap. Goal. Mason on the board this way. Center on the board. And the snap. Play throws. Fourth throw is caught and bucket caught. The pass is ahead. The 35, he's on the go, and to the 10, 5, Dido signal, offensive strike by the big down 5 and 8 big Tuckers, the Tuckers runs and 6 on defense led Dante Kerr, their rival, the final 3, both on the season.
Really get coming up.
Played twice last year, including a playoff game. Williams will go back to throw and has a receiver wide open at the 45-yard line and busting into North territory and on the go across the 35 to the 30. And a big play right out of the chute as they find the tight end open across the flat. Nick Bosquet, and a big gain and a first down for Pickerington by D.R. Horton. We love being out here to see these teams play. This is one of the best rivalries. Here's my kind of sidearm slinging the ball to the near side, and the pass is intercepted. It's taken away, going down and catching it on the run over there for Pickerington Central. That was
Jalen Kincannon.
Was that Kincannon?
Yeah,
came away with it. Also over there was Nasangala.
Looked like
team all-state in Division I last year. Will hand